Say you love me, say you don't. Just give me something so I can move on. Pull me closer or push me away. Let me know if we'll be okay. 'Cause I can't stand another moment of you playing with my mind. I'm so tired of never knowing, so spell it out. 'cause I can't wait for you forever. 'Cause I can't wait for you forever. 'Cause I can't wait for you forever. I've been patient with your love. Sometimes you don't show it enough. And I wish you could open up and take my worry in and make it stop. 'Cause I can't stand another moment of you playing with my mind. I'm so tired of never knowing, so spell it out. 'Cause I won't stay awake till morning. I won't stay another night. If you're feeling something for me, say it now. 'Cause I can't wait for you forever. Say it now. 'Cause I can't wait for you forever. 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 Way up in the clouds, got you wrapped around her fingers. She's not scared about making your spine shiver. She's a savage, causing damage. Way up in the clouds, yeah. Better put your guard up before you get let down. Better know when to stop. She's a heartbreaker, a little dangerous, running through your mind with a razor. You might not see how she plays with your heart. She's a heartbreaker, a heartbreaker. When you're up at night, busy with overthinking, she'll be going out looking for her next victim. She's a player, out to play ya. Take some one by one, yeah. Better put your guard up before you get let down. Better know when to stop. She's a heartbreaker, a little dangerous, running through your mind with a razor. You might not see how she plays with your heart. She's a heartbreaker, a heartbreaker. Better put your guard up before you get let down. Better know when to stop.
She's a savage,
She's a heartbreaker, a little dangerous, running through your mind with a razor. You might not see how she plays with your heart. She's a heartbreaker, a heartbreaker.
She's a savage, She's a savage,
Only one, only one, only one. Only one, only one, only one. Patience. I'm running out of patience. There's gotta be somebody who can save me. Gotta be someone who feels the same. Cause I've been all by myself, got nobody else to help ease my mind. I feel so lonely, so goddamn lonely. Can't be the only one. No, I can't be the only one, only one, only one. Only one, only one, only one. I can't be the only one, only one, only one. 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 I can't be the only one, only one, only one. Only one, only one, only one. Lonely, tired of always feeling so lonely, with nobody around to come and hold me. Gotta be someone who feels the same. Cause I've been all by myself, got nobody else to help ease my mind. I feel so lonely, so goddamn lonely. Can't be the only one. No, I can't be the only one, only one, only one. Only one, only one, only one. I can't be the only one, only one, only one. 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 I can't be the only one, only one, only one. Only one, only one, only one. Cause I've been all by myself, got nobody else to help ease my mind. I feel so lonely, so goddamn lonely. Can't be the only one. No, I can't be the only one, only one, only one. Only one, only one, only one. I can't be the only one, only one, only one. 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 I can't be the only one, only one, only one. Only one, only one, only one.
Hey, we're away. Who's going to come out on top? Wow, save. Oh, he's another! Hello and welcome. That seemed loud in my ears. We're at safety car here at safety car. It is the safety car track, and that's about the one thing we're guaranteed tonight. But I am still quite excited because it is the final round, and we're going to crown a split yellow and split green champion. Joining me in the commentary box tonight, we have David McNulty and Jamie Cornboy. How are we, gentlemen?
Good evening, everyone. I'm doing alright, thanks. How are you?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. Got a splitting headache. This will be great.
I'm very well too. I'm very much looking forward to the final round at the Nurburgring. You two sound like you're in the wars. Why have you got a headache, mate?
Oh, I have no idea. Can't barely see it in my right eye.
And Bender's got no right hand, so it sounds like the both of you have got a... What's happened to you, mate? Tell us about it.
My hand.
Yeah. How'd you manage that?
Oh, well, so there were
I've got
these three dudes with a knife, and I thought I'd, just take them on. And you should have seen how they ended up. I got a cut hand. Oh, you did not want to see them.
I believe that.
Nice try, though.
So that's the cool story. No, the actual story is I cut up my hand on an old rusty shipwreck. So that was fun.
Did you find any gold, mate? Did you find the booty?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
Wasn't worth it. Yeah.
Oh, is it healing all right now? Obviously, you missed last week. Oh, my goodness, this internet is being quite strange.
Yeah, it's healing all right so far.
I have a question, though, Bender. Are you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed, so...
Oh, I won't say what I'm going to say.
Something
yeah.
about a cup of corn.
Yeah, stitches come out next week, so we'll see how we go. Missing this week.
Do you need a hand at all? I'm sure we
Yeah, I
can.
do. I could go for one, thanks, mate.
I'm sure when
You don't realise just how often
Oh, wow.
you use two hands for shit.
Wow.
Just like typing on your phone.
Wow, I was wondering where you're going. Back it off,
yeah,
back
opening,
it off.
opening like drink bottles, whatever, anything like
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, no, I know what you were
Totally
thinking, mate.
not a dirty mind.
This is it's a PG Christian stream.
Nah, we're actually Catholic.
You're not wrong, though. You sort of take it for granted having all your body bits in...
Wow.
Shout out to the sim racers who drive with one leg. I can think of a couple.
I'm going to give a few too. I couldn't do it. Can anyone hear that game sound?
No, because we don't have a Discord stream, so no.
We
I'm not
have
talking to you.
little
So
to
many-
look at.
Someone important.
Oh, there you go. Breaking news, David and Jamie are not important. Heard it here first.
That is not breaking news, to be honest, mate.
That's pretty standard, I would have thought. Yep.
What's coming? I mean, this is coming. There we go.
Wow.
We got that.
Cameron's
Oh,
getting
I
very
thought you
excited
weren't
with all the
going there.
phrasing in here tonight.
Yeah, I thought you weren't going there, mate.
Full hand. Kick things off with the 53.1. So it is the Nurburgring. It is our final round of our split series. We will crown a couple of champions tonight, and it is still up for grabs. So just breaking down split yellow tonight. We've got Houlihan. Actually, if you look at it, technically, we've got 4 drivers that can still win. We'll just find one of them. So Houlihan, this car right here, Hooly Dooly. He leads the way with 540 points. But with this series this season, we do have a drop round. So your lowest performing score gets removed. So it'll average out over 5 rounds. So at the moment he's on 501 points for the current drop. Bakita, 484. 17 shy. We've got Zachary Smith on 434 and Madison on 430. They're going to need a big round to get back up there, because if you look at the points on the website at the moment, it'll be a little bit skew because the drop round points haven't been taken out just yet. For the Pro-Am class, we have Braden Ross, Mr. Interior Decorator himself. He's on 205 after drop round and up points. McKinn's on 199, so there's 6 points separates Ross and McKinn's, or McInnes, as we've been told last week. And we've got Gorowski, Moore, Mitchell, Withers, and Thistlethwaite all separated by 5 points for third and Pro-Am. So quite exciting tonight. Who's your money on?
Well, it's hard to go past Houlihan, the championship leader, but anything can happen. 60-minute race, chaotic turn one. As I said in the intro, the track of the safety car.
My money's on Bakita once again. I love Hooli, and I'm sure I'm going to have him in my DMs one day saying, hey, where's my support? But I think Bakita again tonight for me.
So yeah, so prior to the drop round, it's how many points is that? 56 points separates the two. But that does include a 0 last week for Bakita. So they will be very spicy once that's removed. Thornton. Ooh, going great guns here in the Bentleys, P4. A couple of McLarens, a couple of Bentleys. Making this one great again. Alex Bowen's currently 6th. So next week, for the majority of splits, we have a bye, preparing for the finals, except EU Red will have their round 5 race held next week due to server issues last week. As well as North America will also have their finals 1 week earlier because of Thanksgiving. So
Bit of shuffling the deck there.
Certainly. But we're just trying to help out.
Yeah, logistics are fun, people.
Yeah, you've done well to organise all that, mate. Really good effort.
Cheers, mate. How are we, chat? Tell you what, it is easy sitting in the booth with a headache. Just a quick shout out to Hobbsy, who's a bit under the weather tonight. He'll be jumping out of the booth this week, and also to Paddy Oliver. You guys are going alright. Take care of yourselves.
Can't be that bad if he's third fastest.
Oh, he's in. He
Yeah,
lied
he
to me.
did say he was pretty crook, didn't he? My shout out to Ryan Green, he's pretty crook as well.
Taking it
I
back.
think the commentators are all cursed, they're all going down. You two, Hobbsy, Greeny, you say Patzel as well, I didn't know that, so I have to keep my eye out. I'm feeling pretty well at the moment, but I don't want to jinx it.
Let me just go get a check-up tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, I might go get a COVID test, take the day off work. Sounds good to me. Practice for my split tomorrow.
Let's go on board with it, Hobbsy. Maybe he's saying it tomorrow. Well, wasn't he? I'm confused.
Hang on, Bax is in chat saying he's unwell as well. What is going on? He's missing out tonight.
Thomas McInnes has this, says Trent. Ray Zaccato, Emily, Narcat, Fluky Lukey, Mr. Peabody, Jan, how are you, Nan? Mr. Farmer, Emma Tully, Stewie Matthews. I think that's all I can see on this first page. Hope we're all well. Tonight's going to be safety car. I have been watching some practice races and some prior races. The Nurburgring just doesn't take much to absolutely bottle it through turn 1 and through the stadium section. Hobbsy currently 4th. Where is he in the championship? He's currently 7th.
Solid effort so far.
Very close to D, Potter, sorry. Hunt's not too far back from Hobbs as well, so lots to play for, and obviously we've got a final series coming up, so the top X amount of drivers from each class will go and get an invite to the finals.
So what's happening? You're just doing Pro-Am finals, no Am finals, or are we inviting Am drivers to some Pro-Am finals, or what's the go?
The top Am driver in each split gets a wildcard entry into the Pro-Am finals. Last year we saw a couple of drivers, and Connor Kingston being one of them, who joined a bit later. He snuck into the Pro-Am finals, and I believe he got a podium or a win in one of the races.
Yeah, he got the win in the first Pro-Am race, didn't he? Bang the door down.
Boom.
So sealed his place in the Pro class this season. Excellent debut finals appearance from my man Connor Kingston. How about that for your first podium, your first real result? Banging it on the top step in the finals.
Ice in his veins. Speaking of ice in his veins, he's currently P2, but look at that delta. That is beautiful. Oh, it's just as he goes a little wide. Doesn't lose any time whatsoever. I also just found out tonight that I can have multiple streams going to YouTube at the same time. And my little heart has absolutely flooded itself stupid knowing this. The possibilities are endless. So that foot cam you wanted, Cam, I think now be a thing.
Well, he's just lost a bit of time coming down the back straight, but he's picked it up through the chicane. He has to hold it here. In the last corner, this could be original pole position for Keita in the pits.
It is.
He's got it.
It's gonna be
53 flat.
0.048. Look how close that is between those two.
Things you like to see. Very tight grid.
Nice work, Hooley Dolly.
So it's 5 bonus points here for Hooley. He's been the bane of Makita's existence over the last few seasons in the split portion of these rounds. Just been fighting each other nearly every single week. Rooted. Will he come together with Hobbs again for the 15th race in a row? He's got a nice little delta going on here. He's going to plonk himself really close to Hobbsy if he just gets through this section. Nice little save. Great time in the Beamer. 4.5 tenths. He's just gone a little wide. I've probably just taken the 10th off by cursing him. But we'll put him P7. Great work there, Mr. Kai Rudin. We've got Thistlewaite, who's also on a flyer. Just he's found some time this lap. Oh, he's just
how
a bit
was that
deep.
not invalid?
He's lost half of that time.
Yeah,
just
a little
the
bit
last
wide
corner.
at the end.
15th though. Still a great effort. He's unhappy with it. You can tell. You can sense it. Yep. Telling that Mercedes certain things. Houlihan's doing another lap. Because P1 is just not enough for Ryan Houlihan. As he goes 53.046.
Yeah, pulls out 21 thousandths. It's just to say, I could go faster.
Right, there we go. Kicked over to the session. It's 8 PM start on the server. And that looks absolutely beautiful.
It is a beautiful looking game at night, this one.
I mean,
Sure
it is pretty, but it would look a lot better if it was
Better
raining.
with raining.
Oh,
Couldn't agree more.
maybe one night we'll go without you saying that. Just one night.
A few clouds in the sky, but no, probably not any rain on the way, I don't think.
Nothing.
But happy to save that up for Split Red tomorrow, mate.
Well, I won't be there, so it's guaranteed. Lock it in. It will rain. That's how it works.
G'day Pingu. G'day J-Bot. Corey. Bugden.
If it doesn't work that way, Mullet will set the server to rain just to spite me.
I will. G'day, Valiance. Pick up. Hey, Neary. V for Voodoo. Last night, though, it was all kicking off on the public lobby server. I jumped on and I was just giving out drive-throughs for drivers to see how fast they get the drive-through. So, thanks for those that have played my game with me. That was quite funny. If we see sky fog, then it's going to rain. Hey, Bryce. Let's just quickly check on... Oh, so, no, if you just look at the leaderboard on the left-hand side, McInnes and Ross separated by 3 positions. That's the battle, we believe, for the Pro-Am Championship in Split Yellow. And at the front of the grid, Houlihan v Bakita. That is the battle for Split Yellow Pro Class. We've got Zachary Smith right there as well. 150 points are on offer for the win. So if you have a bad race, you just never know.
Yeah, well, if Bakita and Houlihan come together and end up off track, and Smithy comes through, could open up for him.
I have just
A lot of what ifs coming in here.
The Page won the drive-through championship last night. Fastest man to go through the pits. We might see some of that this week. I like this time of day. You normally got a daiquiri in your hand, I reckon, Cam, around this time of day. Range you in about 40 minutes. I think Narcat's speculating very highly there.
Yeah, it's not going to rain. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but it's not going to rain.
Well, away with that attitude, Bender. Right. Let's do some split screen. This game is very pretty. So this is how we're going to kind of look at things to start this race. Got a Pro-Am battle on the right-hand side. Keep an eye on our Pro battle. First 4 or 5 laps, extremely important here for the championship. Now, our overall class winners in the finals will receive a trophy. A couple of little OOR things. We're actually going to retrospectively send out trophies for previous winners. And that also includes the F1 series, so there's 4 years of trophies to be sent out soon. Unfortunately, you didn't win anything, Bender, so you don't get anything. And neither did I.
I won a team championship, mate.
It doesn't count when you got your teammates, Mr. Hell Banana. Unfortunately, Mason couldn't help carry my team.
Well, the less said about Mason, the better.
Mate, if we didn't let Kerensky race, I would have won that. That guy's a madman. He only had 12 races and he won the whole league.
Yeah, what was it like? He joined for 13 races, won 11, and finished second in one, DNF the other or something. It's crazy.
No Benderfax trophy. Oh, no. That's just a blank notebook that he's going to write in himself. Thank you very much for the donation there, Hamster. Rain for Split Blood Red tomorrow, please, just to keep that trend going. Well, $50 says I reckon I can. Alright, who wants to take this?
You take it away, mate.
This is all yours, mate. This is a patented mull turn 1. I can feel it coming.
Oh, well, rip everyone in this race. Okay, a final race for Split Red coming up right now. It's round 6 at Nurburgring. I think we've got 29 drivers out there tonight. Turn 1 here. Not great. Green flag is nice and early in the straight. That's why turn 1's such normally a massive disaster. 2x2x2x2. And there's a 3 in that middle section. Who's going to go deep on brakes and absolutely ruin someone's night? So far, so good. What the hell is happening? 3 wide. Oh, that's going to be not an Audi sandwich. A little bit of a kiss and a bit of lag. How have they made it? I don't know. Tazkino, get in there. Oh, there's one that's just a tiny little nudge, but play on umpire. What is happening? I've lost all of my commentate curse. Oh, I forgot to turn the button on. All right, I say yeetus, deletus. Someone. No. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
It's immediate.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Yeetus, deletus.
What have you done?
This'll
What button
wait.
did you push?
That's the magical button of disappointment. It wasn't that bad though. So, oh, that's a deep, deep missed brake marker. Let's get back up the front before I do more damage.
No safety car though. That's a pretty good effort all round.
Oh, I haven't turned that button on either. Do you want one?
Oh god.
Yeah, why not?
Look, I wouldn't mind one.
All right, let's go for a safety car. I say, driver be gone. Where is it going to happen? Is it going to be the final chicken? Sometimes drivers, I don't know how you kind of miss it so badly because there's a bit of run off each side. Oh, there's a cone. Does a cone get a safety car?
It does get an F in chat.
And that gets the fastest lap.
7 minutes 12. That is a quick lap from Houlihan.
So Hooley and Bakita consolidated their nice places in the qualifying session. I wish this game was louder in my ears. Just to get in the groove. Smith, Hobbs, Hunter, Kyruden, Potter, Thornton, Clipano, the top 10. All within a second. That train goes all the way down to Narnia. Jacko Botts really disappointing the team here. 1.3 seconds back from his opponent in front of him. This is the cleanest start that I've seen for quite some time at this track, considering the absolute quality of this grid. Beautiful. In the Pro-Am. Ooh, look who it is. It's McInnes, and right behind him is Braden Ross, who's had an absolutely amazing start. Madison must have been turned around early. I think he's dropped down. That was the Honda, I think about turn 3. We also saw Thistleweight get cursed by myself and have a couple of moments.
Pete Madison, yeah, as you're saying, was the one that was running way wide on the runoff, 10-3.
You see Mads here showing all the pace. Just not able to get past yet. And Ross just gives the position up. Very unlike a interior designer to just give it away so easy. Thank you very much for becoming a sponsor there, Peach.
There you go, Samwise in the chat saying Makita needs to win and Houlihan to not get the fastest lap if he is in P2 for Makita to win overall after qualifying this result.
It's very spicy. And we've just got the one race for each split tonight. It's at a sprint round, not a super sprint. Which means one mandatory pit stop for tyres, and that's it. So you can see, that's what... I just love how cautious people took lap 1. There's no need to throw it. You got to... Things are on the line. I wish everyone did this every single round. Obviously, you're going to get your odd niggles, but I'm very happy with that. I wish the leaderboard showed position changes since the start.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Because I actually don't have a clue where Thornton started. He's had a great qualifying though.
I think that's about where he started. I think it was, tail end of the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was P8 at the end of lap 1, so I've only got a little snap from the end of lap 1. I wasn't sure where they started at qualifying, but yeah, he was P8 at the end of lap 1, so kept it smooth since then.
How do you find Nurburgring? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's one of my favourite tracks, particularly when you're racing at night. I think it's spectacular. It's the hand of the key to trade fast laps within tenths of each other there.
Yeah, 53.2 and 53 flats. We've got a 53.5 behind from Smith.
This is going to be such a good battle up front. They both know what's on the line. And as you said, they will be trading fastest lap. She's not going to let him out of sight. I don't know if she's got the calculator out and if she knows that the fastest lap is what it may come down to, but as Samwise said in chat, that's what's really going to make it spicy towards the end yet. Long way to go though, anything can happen. Going back to your question, I love the track, I love driving it, but I'm apparently not very quick here. So competitively, I am hoping for rain tomorrow. But no, it is a beautiful track. I love the sweeping nature of it, and I love all the camber. And I've never seen it in these conditions. I've never seen it at night. This is absolutely gorgeous.
We did an enduro race, special event here a while back. That was really great. A lot of fun.
Yeah, that was 2020. So we'll just go back to this mid-pack. Love to keep an eye on the class battles tonight. You can just see ahead, that could be Nichols. Head of McInnes. Ross. Looks like Madison's... He's got the pace, but he's making a couple of mistakes, and... Ross is sort of trying to be courteous to his pro class compatriot, but he also wants that Pro-Am win. A long way to go. Bentley is good fun around here.
Just got to keep it in perspective, right? He's racing McInnes and Thistlethwaite, I think he said. Thistlethwaite's a long way down. McInnes just ahead of Madison. It's only been 9 minutes, so there's plenty of time still left to get McInnes.
The thing is, if the positions stay the way they are, Ross will win. He's about, I think he's 3 points ahead, so McInnes needs to be in front by 2 positions. So Madison is actually helping Ross out at the moment. Well, he will be once he gets past. Because Madison's why he's got pace. He's just... That's not an easy track to overtake on, but it's like every single circuit ever made. This is Baku. Or did Baku. I just hope there's not an incident that sort of deems this championship.
Imagine GT3 cars at Baku.
Oh, mate. It'd be epic.
Epic destruction.
So it looks like Kyle Jackson is this conductor of this train. Got Nichols, McInnes, Madison, Ross, all in this bunch. We'll keep half an eye on the battle for the lead. Just broken away from Smith in P3 a little bit. I'm very much looking forward to the finals this year. 3 rounds. Brand new circuit thrown into the mix. Oh, that's a move there by Madison. Goes very deep. Just behind. And Nichols is also through.
And that moves open the door for Ross into turn 1 here as well. McInnes had less than an ideal run onto the start-finish straight.
Ross is going to have a look.
Or hold your hats.
McInnes has done very well there. Left the space.
They all have. Yep.
Oh,
That's
jeez.
clean again.
If I was a betting man, there's going to be drama. This is very tight. Ooh, jump start there for Lee Perkins. And also for Charlie Mitchell.
Yeah, and Kranich as well, I think, popped up as well.
Right, if the race was to finish right now the way it is, Ross will be our Pro-Am champion, and I think Makeda will be... I don't think that's calculated the fastest lap, which is 3:26. So at the moment, yes, Makeda is our champion.
No, Samwise the Houlihan will be the champion.
Well, I'm looking at the leaderboard right now. So I'm not sure if Samwise's sheet's wrong. But it says...
Oh, there you go.
638 to 636. But it's all provisional because always post-race there may be some incidents to look at. Hopefully not.
How about the AM classes? Obviously they're not going to finals, so the wild card into the Pro-Am finals might be on the line. Charlie Mitchell's had a great season. He's up in P1 for the AMs at the moment, holding on to a 10-second penalty though. Shazrin, unfortunately, was making his push, but I don't think he's racing tonight. He's had a late call to other duties.
Yeah, side by
They
side.
go very tight into turn 1.
Ross gets through.
Nice work, Space Dog.
Just wonder if the traffic around them is making it hard for them to battle a bit harder. If McInnes can get some free air in front of him. Oh, Ross has made a mistake and McInnes has done the same. Good save.
Porsche of that Bracken just closing up behind him as well now. So
Oh wow. He was 3.5 seconds back. There we go. You can see Madison, Nichols have gapped this little group pretty quickly too.
So you mentioned the finals before. Do you want to just run through the 3 tracks that we're using for the viewers who might not be up to date on the calendar?
Oudtshoorn Park, Spa-Francorchamps, and Misano. In that order, I believe. And Ross gets another move done. That one on Jackson. Rico Kose's picked up 5 seconds, so has Thornton for that one. And this away, we saw a 10-second, and Kyle Jackson's got a 10-second. So a few,
Penalties are coming through thick and fast, yeah.
so a few little nickels for that one, which we did see. Nothing too major. Wow, who was that?
Simon Gorofsky, what's happened to him? Now, he's had
Absolutely
disconnection issues.
sent.
He's had disconnection issues at a couple of points this season, including in the endurance events. So I hope that's not what's happened there for Simo. Look how tight these two are. That is incredible. Looking forward to 45 minutes of this. Do we think... Remind me, I don't think Paquita needs to make the move as long as she's got fastest lap in hand, is that right? So she'll just be looking to keep him nice and close and...
Oh, should be looking to pass, mate. You don't want to take that risk just in case. Get the move done. Put that nail in the coffin. But Houlihan, not only quick, but he's also a very good defender. Makes that car booty very wide.
Where's the best opportunity on this track? Your thoughts?
Turn 1.
Definitely down into turn 1, yep. Bit of an undercut bender, or...?
Yeah, well, for these two, I reckon it'll come down to pit stops. Who, not necessarily the undercut, but we watch the replay of Simon Gorofsky here. This is wheel disconnect.
Nah, just got on the
No.
brakes too late.
Might have just missed his brake marker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Take much.
Yeah, between these two, I reckon it might just come down to who misses their box by, you know, a fraction of a second, and the game decides to be slow lifting the car up, or who can get the ignition on a tenth faster than the other one.
Yeah, we'll be watching those pit stops with an eagle eye. Normally don't care too much about watching pit stops, but tonight, as you said, yeah, it's very important. Could determine split yellow champion. Want some more replays?
I am actually just getting word in my ear now that Simo did disconnect. He's had some form of disconnection to do with his internet. Not sure it was ACC related, but yeah, he's unfortunately out of the race.
Nice of the game to pull him over and put the brakes on and stop his car.
Well,
Must have been,
there you go.
It must have been straight after that.
Both Rice and Samwise in chat saying if Hooley is P1, he wins. If he's P2 with the fastest lap, he wins. What is going on here? What is this replay? Well, this is the curse from lap 1. Curse button activated, rear ender. Who is that in the Mercedes?
This'll wait. Got spun.
That's tags someone else, and the McLaren bang into the barriers.
Kier made a little bit of a mistake. That lap, just dropped back a little bit. So Zach Smith 3.3 seconds behind. Bowen is in. That seems quite early, young man. I don't mind it.
It's very early.
Tyres will be completely fine, but maybe he's winning that first chance out of that track position. Because everyone's pretty well bunched up. There hasn't been many dramas early on. The only ones to really want to get ahead of is the 737 car. The 732 and the 16. See the other side of the track at the moment. If he gets out in front of those, you'll be laughing. Jordan Fitch's car. 720S 27 spin. How good does that sky look? Love it.
Well, the sunset's just great. You know, this game just nighttime graphics, they're incredible.
Ooh,
Someone off in the dirt back there.
Mr. Boats.
Old Jacko.
And he won't come out ahead of the cars we're talking about. But he should still have a fair amount of clean air in front of him to run into. So that'd be Kai Rudin and Clapano. They've pitted very early as well. Don't think we saw anything happen. Madison's moved himself back up to the top 10. Ross has opened up a massive window here between himself and McInnes. Box seat. Did anyone actually practice at night time here, or they just did day practice?
I only realised tonight it was a night race.
What time was the hot lap service up to?
I have no idea.
The hot lap server was at daytime. Yep.
Well, that's the time they practiced that.
Yep.
So Boats, just ahead here of Ross. Boats had the little drama before. Ahead 1.3 seconds is the gap between Hooley and Bakita.
Got a yellow flag somewhere on track. Just on the other side of the road here. Maybe one or two cars.
It is Finch.
So it's dropped him down a few places. He was in a bit of a pack there. There was probably 6 or 7 cars that got by him, so unlucky.
Boats just let him through. Some more gifts tonight than I have all season. Now Smitty sitting Mercedes, it's the only work in the top 16. Not a very highly picked car this season.
Close, but at the same time, he's an eternity away from Peter and Houlihan. .8 seconds from Makita, that's not going to gain that in big chunks. If anything, that's a tenth a lap. 2 tenths here or there. See Lee Perkins pick up a 15-second penalty for causing a collision on lap 11.
This is one that I just found. This is Finch. He's a long way back, Perkins. That's a long way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'll
a
use him in another little one just for good measure.
The second one.
You need to go to the outside rather than the inside there.
Just brake more.
Or just brake more, you know. Like Zach Smith and Peter, he just needs to drive faster. There you go, here's a name has been mentioned. Chat Chris Withers, who is current result, is going to jump from P6 to P3 in the Pro-Am Championship.
McInnes has just completed his pit stop, so he's on his way out now. Maybe trying to get something undercut worthy on Braden. What sort of traffic's he going to come out in when he does will be the determining factor there. Braden doing very well up there in P12. On board with Kidman now as he has a look around the outside, but there's no grip out there, so that's not going to work. And will probably now come under pressure from Chris Withers, who himself is having a very nice result if he can keep this together. As Samwise said in chat, in his current position, he'll go from P6 to P3 in Pro-Am. So that's a very nice little end of the season, if he can keep it together.
Pretty much guarantees him a spot in the Pro-Am finals.
Flight program racing. Bracken.
That's ambitious.
Sam Bracken. Luckily no one spun there.
I'm amazed he got away with that.
Yeah.
Have to fight another day. Thornton's in the pits now. Kose's in the pits now. See that lane fill up. Jesus, playing the fire. Being that close. Oh my goodness.
He wants this position.
It's one of those 50-50 things where it's either going to go terribly bad or terribly well. You've got to be careful putting yourself in that position.
Look, there's Thistlethwaite right behind him.
Say that quickly 3 times, Amanda. Go on.
It won't end well.
Weak. You try, Jamie.
Cam Thistlethwaite.
That's
Cam
way
Thistlethwaite.
too slow. You got to just say Thistlethwaite. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Thistlethwaite. No, it's not.
Yeah,
No.
Mate,
No.
I commend the actual effort there. That's better than I could have done.
You've got the content you desired, and I have a broken tongue.
Still wait for my coffee though.
It's on its way. Oh, a little bit of contact there. That'll send Withers out wide.
Oh, Withers lost position. Is that a curse?
No. It wasn't my curse. Sam White said it in chat. He started it.
Yes, but if you repeat those in chat, the onus falls back onto yourself.
Does it? Then I'm going to be cursing people forever because I love engaging with chat. I love everyone in chat. You keep giving me all the good stats and I'll keep making myself look good by reading them. And if that comes into a curse, then unlucky Chris.
That works either.
He'll recover. He's a quality driver.
It's a bit of a hip and shoulder he got there.
What are your thoughts on turn 1 here? That little dip, the banking, downhill braking. Do you like it or you find it tricky?
It can be tricky, but I really like it at the same time because you can take so many different lines through it. Now you have to be aware of the lines other people are taking as well, but it just gives you options whether you're defending or attacking.
Yeah, I love a nice deep braking zone in turn 1, so I'm not a fan of Silverstone turn 1, even though I like that track. So I'm looking for, I've never raced here before, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'm reserving judgment. But I like the little dip. Again, I've only done hot lapping, but yeah, I like that little dip. And as you said, it is tricky, but it's enjoyable.
Sam playing with fire.
He's lost out there.
Yes. This section sometimes can be quite tricky. If you don't quite know your brake and your turning point. If you go a bit too early, apex. If you go a bit too late, apex and grass. And he's pitting. He says, no, I'm sick of this. You go in the pits, get some fresh hoops, and try again. Not a bad plan there, to be honest.
That pit entry is quite deceptive as well. You know, usually every round we're here, there's 1 or 2 people that fall foul of it, and you just, clunk the pit entry barrier with the left front on the way in.
So that's
seconds to your pit stop.
Is that the radius of the corner, you mean, being a little bit tighter than one would expect?
Yeah.
It's only a hairpin turn. The Pano's just off for the last chicane. Looks like it's got past.
Well, he's broken away from Bakita a little bit here.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Just while we weren't watching and having a look at him, he's put a little bit of distance between them. They both look like they've got really high minimum speed through that chicane.
Is that Bakita in the pit lane?
Yes. And Smith. This is Copano at the last chicane. I was just talking about this. I got a little bit too understeery.
Yeah, you got away with that.
Not as bad as I was expecting. I swear it must be someone else that actually gone lost the position.
Right, so predictions fully in this lap.
Yes.
I mean, he has to respond, doesn't he?
Well, he just needs to cover off Bakita.
Yeah. Yeah, so the gap going in was basically 2 seconds flat. But yeah, you would think he will come in.
Smitty's completed his stop too. Just stripped out of his box. Getter's away. Clear of the car behind. So good stop.
Sure.
Yeah, very crucial. Yeah, I reckon Hooley definitely covers it off. Just to make sure any opportunity that has got to gain time is removed. There he goes.
Wasn't losing any bloody iced coffee on that one. I was just going to agree with what you two said.
Kid not losing iced coffee, mate, is to just not bet.
Yes, don't bet iced coffee, mate.
No, can't do that. I'll get it back one day.
Oh, for sure. What iced coffee do you drink?
I like Dare.
Oh,
fuck
wow,
me.
Jamie, thanks for joining us tonight,
I
mate.
will see myself out. I understand that's blasphemous,
Yeah,
but I'm not
yeah.
here to
Jeez.
put shoes on caterpillars, as they would say. I actually tried a Farmer's Union the other day. It is God's milk. It is really good, but no, I probably won't move from my dairy. It's just more readily available.
Not where I am. I drink the strong farmers. What the hell's that noise?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm getting the strongest I possibly can. I'm getting like a triple whenever available.
You just can't drink too many of theirs. They just seem a little bit more... they're a bit sweeter or a bit more sugary. Where the farmers are a little bit more of a bitter coffee.
Oh, this is going to be so close. Houlihan just dropped. He's at the end of the pit lane already. Coming out, Paquita powering down the start-finish straight.
No.
Going up, no. He's still going to be in front. 150 metres in front. So the undercut has worked, but Willie still retains the lead.
I wonder what the gap is. I think it might be deceptive. I don't think anything's changed. It's still 2 seconds.
Is the tyre difference, is Bakita going to be on nice new, sorry, she's warmed up her tyres a little bit. Is she going to close the gap, maybe only a couple of tenths in this lap, or is that null and void?
They're better out of the pits anyway than they are on the full motion lap. Maybe it'll take half a lap to get them in a better window, but Houlihan's experienced enough to, well, there you go, 1.5, so yeah, maybe half a second's been found. But not quite enough just yet.
So with just under 30 minutes to go, very much advantage Houlihan. Obviously, Megan D and Cam Thistlethwaite still yet to pit, but these two will be first and second once they do eventually pit.
All right, chat. What brand of iced coffee do you drink if you drink iced coffee? If you don't drink iced coffee, I don't want to hear about you drink Coke or Pepsi or whatever. I don't give a shit. Just this is for the iced coffee drinkers out there. What do you drink? Oh, can you get rid of the band? Some people can.
I'm just waiting for someone to come in chat and say like vanilla Coke Zero or something crazy like that, you know.
Now that you've said that and you've made them angle towards what they're going to say, thanks for that, because they will now.
Oh, look, this is great. We can weed them out. And
Nice work, Al. You and I can share it out.
Knockout's knows where it's at. Valley man.
Craig's just pluck it up there. He's never had a Farmer's Union in his life. No, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. Craig is... Okay. Craig Dale, my man, says that he prefers the Farmer's Union, so... Nice one, Bryce.
Icebreaker, don't mind it. Actually, don't mind it. When I'm in Melbourne, like, Farmers Union isn't accessible when it comes to the strong version of it. And normally I don't drink any iced coffee when I'm in Melbourne, or I drink chocolate milk. I just love milk. Call me a big kid, don't care, I love it. But I don't mind icebreaker. Yorkshire tea. Could that be any more British? With a scone. Rich energy. Oh, how good is a rich energy?
they even exist.
I thought that was a meme. Isn't that like the old owners of Haas? Is that a real thing? Do they make drinks?
Yeah. Haven't you had rich energy drink before? They're so good.
No, I haven't.
I don't think anyone has.
All 10 that are in circulation.
Fucking money laundering. Octane coffee. Is that a thing?
No, just a couple getting behind the idea of it, I think.
Please become a patron or please donate on YouTube. And all this money goes towards a paddock and some cows. And we'll deliver you a 6-pack of iced coffee once we've made it. No promises. Disclaimer, this won't happen.
May or may not receive your flavoured milk by the year 2035.
Someone said to me, like, you're addicted to iced coffee. And I'm like, I think the habit of it, maybe, but I don't think it's the iced coffee part. I think it's the milk part. But for when I was a kid, it was Milo's, then it moved over to chocolate Nesquik.
Oh, how good is Nesquik?
And I used to have that stuff like every single day. And then I started working in pubs and it changed to Farmers Union because I didn't want to drink post mix. Then it switched to strong ice Farmers Union. I think there's always got to be milk around. This could be a lot worse addictions and habits to have, that's for sure.
Should have been a milkman.
Why?
Oh, a couple on the side.
Yeah, I mean, you love milk, you know?
Just drop a few at the
I,
door.
I like milk. I don't want to fucking give it to everyone else though. Get your own
Keep it
milk.
cool for yourself.
Get your own milk.
Just a couple that fell out the back of the truck.
How
sort of
dangerous would that be? I'd be in jail for theft. So I work for Farmers Union. Where's 6 pallets gone? Why do you own 8 fridges? Don't know. But yeah, someone just put it out in chat that this gap's closed, and it has to under a second.
Thanks, someone.
Thanks, someone. Who are the lovely commentators tonight? We've got David McNaughty, Jamie Cornboy, and I'm Neil Alexander, aka New Lock. This said anything about sharing, that's very true. And apparently, if you're a milkman, you get first access to several people's wives, according to many memes. Not that I would condone that, but...
Job gets better and better by the minute.
Well, there you go, mate. And guess what? You don't even need your right hand. You should be a milkman. Are you saying milk is a precursor to harder substances? Well, I'm not, because milk is my hard substance. Especially if you leave it on the bench for quite some time.
Moolock.
Moolock. Fuck, what
That's
have I
pretty
done?
good. That's not bad.
What
I like
have
that, Cameron.
done? Something's happened to McInnes. Pro-Am PM looks good to be Braden Ross. That's unfortunate for Thomas.
Charlie Mitchell doing his best bender strat, but he's in the pits now, so that won't last much longer. Nice work up there. P4, I think he was at his highest.
This is spicing up. McInnes really pulled the finger out. Devonshire tea is better from Chasley. Oh no, Raggy and Chaz may punch on here. Some crumpets. How good are crumpets? Crumpets and honey. That's one of my pre-race meals. As
That's not the line.
no, that's fine. You just get away blue flagged.
Oh,
I
okay,
prefer
fair
that
enough.
when there's a battle for the lead. Just get out of there. Just send it. Milk comes from somewhere. It sure does. You just don't drink bull milk. That's all I'm going to suggest. What's your favourite type of milk?
I missed that. What's my favourite?
Bull milk.
No.
I wish you just said yes because you didn't hear.
You gotta be up early to get me, mate.
Hobbsy has made some big gains here. He's right in the back of Smitty for the podium.
Maybe Smithy had a bit of a long stop. He was a bit closer to Bakita than 13 seconds.
We'll keep an eye
Sean
on
Madison,
that.
probably the biggest mover so far. He's done very well, quietly gone about his business. He's picked up 6 or 7 spots since lap 1 and just tucked in P12. Probably going to get one more with Chris Withers in the pits right now, so he's done very well. Old Mads.
Yeah, last lap, both the leaders for Houlihan and Bakita 53.3. Corey Sweet says, funny you mentioned that, Malik. A few years back, they discovered the delivery guy and loading guy were skimming the numbers. Worked out they stole $300,000 of Farmers Union. High five? That's a lot of milk. That is a lot of milk.
Over what time period did that much go missing?
I drink a lot of it, and I would not go anywhere near that. Yeah, what time period? Because if... I have questions. Their bones are going to be pretty strong.
We've got Moolock's attention.
Corner Boitas from Hungary. Dangerous man. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm sure there's an in-joke there that I've missed.
It's a Valtteri Bottas joke. Because I did the Bottas down in turn 1, and I won't let that one down for a while, unfortunately.
They were selling them off for GFX cards. Is this a real thing? That sounds like a good business model. Was a couple of years. I just don't know how you expect to get away with that. And you can't. Milk's not the easiest thing to store.
Oh, as
smokes.
much as I love iced coffee, these two are really getting into it now.
They certainly are.
As you said, Bakita's definitely pulled the finger out of the proverbial hole and is looking to stake her claim on P1 if she can. Sam Wise has got his calculator out as we speak and is furiously doing the maths.
I think there's about an ice coffee carton separating those two cars in that section.
It's got a lot darker now too. So I don't know if the temperature's dropped since the start. I didn't catch what the temperature was at the start, but a little bit wide there for Hawley. Just dropped out of that camber a little bit. Got a good exit though.
She's on for young and old here. So there we go. The drop points have been fixed on this end. So as it stands at the moment, Houlihan is on 656. Akita 618. So Akita needs to win. So there's a swap of 50 points. 25 will go to Akita. There is 25. And Houlihan can't get the fastest lap. So that's pretty much who's going to win this race will win the Split Yellow Pro Championship.
Who has the fastest lap at the moment? Is it still Bakita?
It is still Bakita. Last lap they both did a 54.0 to 54.2. Obviously that was from Bigger defending through sector 1. Corner is the favourite for a good send. Turn 1. Turn 1 definitely. Big brake zone. It's quite wide. You get a good run. Before the final chicane, sometimes if you get a really good run through that sector 2. They're both in McLaren, they've both got the same strength and weaknesses through the circuit, so it's not going to be easy.
Probably got the same setup as well.
They've got the same setup. This is quite spicy.
Maybe not between these two, but do you ever see anything get done down into Dunlop? Into that previous hairpin that they came through before the Schumacher race?
It's a bit more dangerous and it's not quite as easy. You've got to really make a mistake on exit of the previous corner.
Maybe on lap 1. Probably about the only time really.
Because it really is, because of the kind of the banking and the way the corner is, you're actually turning in a bit earlier than you think. So if you're going to make that move, you want to be pretty much alongside long before it. Oh, that's a bit...
Look at him using...
How the hell was that not launched off the planet? That was lucky.
All the road and some. For both of them, really.
Last lap, 53.7, 53.9 to 2/10 there to Hooley. Fastest lap of the race is a 53 flat by Bakita, which is a cracking lap, just quietly. We'll keep half an eye on it. There's an awesome battle here for around the top 10 area. Lupano, Bowen, Madison, Kosei, all within pretty much half a second of each other.
I feel like Alex Bowen was higher up earlier on.
Story of his ACC career in 2021. Power up Nismo Autosport. Is it in a
Megan
reference
D's.
to something? Or?
Megan D's made up a few spots too, up there in P8. Thornton's done very well to hold his posse. That top 10's pretty stable, really.
Mac Daddy says, question for Malik. How does one go from Rookie Series to Sprint Series? Pretty much register for the Sprint. It's basically, if you feel confident enough to do sprints, you're welcome to register for sprints. Only really do we tap you on the shoulder if we think that you're not quite ready and up to speed to jump to sprints, but most of the time that's not the case. I think drivers, as drivers know if they're up to speed with the rules and how it all works.
You have to beat Bender in a one-off challenge.
Which is fucking like waking up. If you can wake up, it's a shout out to everyone that hasn't waken up before, and RIP, love you all. What challenge, Bender? Cutting your hand? Delivering milk?
Could be anything, mate.
It ain't sim racing in the wet, mate, because that's not a challenge.
Steward's discretion.
Bowen has actually gained positions, not lost them, so he must have started out inside the top 10. I don't think they're missing super hot here. Putting the pressure on Capano though. Where's Nichols gone? He lost 3 cars this race.
He's in P13. He was battling for P15 earlier on.
Yeah, started P16-ish.
Yeah, McInnes is actually not even on the server. That's why I like turn 1. It's got a bit of everything. Madison. Oh, I thought he was going to tuck the nose in. Give Bowen a kith.
Oh, he's had a little sniff this time. And again, manages to keep his nose out of the side of Alex Bowen's side pod. Side pod? These cars probably don't have side pods, do they? He's had another look, and there's a little touch on Alex there.
Playing
So
too much with fire. That's maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that game may not like that move there.
3 corners in a row he investigated, and on the third, just gave him a little touch. So Alex has come off 3 or 4 positions worse there, unfortunately.
Rico's gained a couple thanks to that. I'll give Bender a milk run race. Oh, done. I will live stream it. I'd watch that. I'd watch that. In some niche market, I reckon.
Go viral, mate. So we're watching Koze here flying Estonian. How do you think Estonia goes, mate? Third world country. Would you be surprised if I said they top 3 in the world for education?
Tell Estonia how you think. Holy shit. Rico, that was not me calling your country third world, mate.
Apologies and respect to all the Estonians listening.
Ben has just absolutely murdered that country. I forget what you asked. I was so... You've blindsided me.
Would you be surprised if I said they were top 3 ranked for education in the world?
Well, seeming that you called them a third world country, yes.
Well, they are ranked 3rd behind only Japan and China.
So why did you call them a third world country?
Because they're poor as shit.
Are they? So is Greece.
Yeah, well, they're a 3rd world country.
The 18th world country. Is that a thing?
I mean, can they afford to be a whatever world country, Greece?
But
I mean,
could you be
broke.
a third world country if you're Greece, though? Like, based on what their infrastructure is and their other healthcare systems and stuff and whatnot? Surely not.
Great. So, I think whether you're like considered a 1st or 3rd world country, anyways, based on like your country's GDP and all that stuff, average income.
Well, Australia's about to head that way soon.
Yeah.
If someone want to donate to us. Not as good as educating Americans on how we speak live on stream. Well, you do need to learn a few words, so I'm not going to lie there. What's a boot?
It really is a good battle for P1, but as Malik said, around about half an hour ago...
Jamie did not want to bar off that comment then.
No, I missed it. I was reading chat because I was trying to engage with the stream and keep an eye on this lead battle for P1 because we've been talking about milk in third world countries.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to direct everyone's attention to the fact that you called that Houlihan is an incredible defender, and he's putting it on display. He's leaving. He's not making any errors, I guess is the point.
Basically, for 50 minutes, the same things happened. That's what we're talking about, milk. Because what Baketa needs to do is milk everything out of that McLaren. Is that signal?
That's not bad.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll pay that one. No, you want to give it all the attention it deserves, but yeah, Houlihan's just not making it. He's not opening any doors. No matter how much pressure Baketa puts on.
Well, he knows if he just drives his race, he's got it covered.
There's a little pin there for Madison. I think that's what what Bender was saying, Cam. He said it was high up in the index of education, just it's rated as a third world country. I don't know, I didn't think we're going to be throwing countries under a bus tonight, but that's what we've done. Tell us another country, we'll chat about it during tonight's broadcast. Baketa and Houlihan. Ooh, what was that? Oh, I thought it was another go around. Really hopefully no blue flags or other incidents on the track get involved in this battle. We've got 8 minutes to go. What happened to Potter? He got kicked out of Hogwarts. Did he? Well, the disclaimer, I've only watched 2 Harry Potters. Don't know if that's the thing. Is Voldemort
All coming out.
Is Gandalf?
That was good. Yeah. I guess that's a good one. It took me a while to click on that one. And I've watched every one of them about 20 times, so...
You like them or because kids?
I love them, mate.
Sweet. Because
I read all the books when I was a kid, and then when the movies came out, I was like, movies don't really convert from books very well, so I was a bit dubious, but no, the movies are really well done. I love them. Which ones have you seen? If you've only seen the 2.
this is the first one. Is it Order of the Phoenix or something?
Yeah, number 5, that one.
Yeah, I watched 10 minutes in the theatres and I fell asleep because I was waiting for a plane and I was so tired. My girlfriend and her sisters have been like, we're going to have a movie night and sit down and watch them all. I'm like,
It'll take like 3
putting
days
it off.
for that long.
Putting it off.
You wouldn't be the only one who's fallen asleep in number 5. It's a little bit political, that one. It's a little bit sort of in between the first ones and the last ones. The last ones are great. Number 6 is my favourite, and there's like a 7-part 1 and a 7-part 2, and they're both very good too.
I will sit down and watch them over the holiday period, I reckon.
Do you read books?
Mainly historic-based ones.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I like learning something from a book rather than reading like fantasy novels and shit.
Yep.
I used to read though.
Yeah.
I used to read Paul Jennings and Amy Blyton when I was a kid. Like everything.
Paul Jennings.
But I was weird. I was a weird kid. I used to, rather than watch cartoons, I watched the news. Rather than read comics, I'd read like atlases and encyclopedias. I've just always been fascinated with that stuff. Shout out to my great nan. He used to give me $2 every time I visited her. He was also favourite grandson. And who could blame her? Except that $2 per tires. Nah, I'm joking. She gave me $2. She gave my other brother $1. So he sucked into it. The gap now, the Houlihan Baketa has extended to outside a second. Just towards the end of the stint, looks like Houlihan finds a bit more pace and defends off that early part of the stint enough to hold on to that lead.
Speed that Baketa using the tyres a bit harder to stay and follow that close in the dirty air.
Magic Eyes, those books you look at and the image is like blurry and then it turns into something. Is that what they are? Because I could never do those. Tasmania isn't real. I'm going to fucking change Octane Online Racing's name. Then you can get that on a map. Tasmania Online Racing. User has left the chat. Here we go. Blue flag. Will it come into play? Oh, Houlihan is going to use it as a slip. Very clever and cheeky. 5/10 though. Another 5/10 has just come in like that.
Yeah, it was just over a second, half a second now. Probably this lap plus one more to go. Maybe two.
It's wide there from Houlihan. I think you can pick up a track limit out there. You can definitely pick it through this section. If you go too wide here, easy track limit one. Now, we never encourage a late dive. But if there's any time to possibly line up one, it is the final race of the season and for the championship, as there's 2/10 separates Houlihan and Bakita now. She needs to get past. Oh, a bit squirrely there on exit of the hairpin. Houlihan is just a hard man to get past.
He's just 3 McLarens wide, isn't he?
Yep.
He doesn't make mistakes. As Bender said, he's just doing his own race. Yeah, I wouldn't like to have Bakita behind me, but he's probably had her there a couple of times and he's all good. She gets a little bit squirrely on exit again there too, hits the sand and there goes all the speed up straight out.
Yeah, and there's a chance here at the last chicane to get that move done. Gone. Just gonna nail it here. Get close enough again. First
Traffic.
corner.
They're coming round to start the penultimate lap.
5/10. Pretty much the same gap it was exactly last lap. Yeah, they've done 3 1,000ths separates them in that last lap. That is tight. You can see some traffic up ahead. Hopefully they're looking at their MFD, they're looking at their rear mirror and whether the P1 and P2 are right behind. That is saying we're scared of this track in the daylight. This is the penultimate lap at night. And if you're Houlihan, you just got to hold your nerve. Keep doing those things they're doing.
Bender pointed it out though, they're coming up to some traffic now. Never want anything decided by blue flags. But you would think they're all well aware of what's coming. Very nicely done there. Chris got out of the way of both of them. It's beautifully done. One to go.
Yep, 34 is the next car ahead, and that's pretty much it for the rest of the race. There's clear air ahead. One more lap after this one for Bakita to get the move done. She's a bit better through there this time. Not close enough to make a move though at the chicane.
She has been gaining time through the chicane though. She made the mistake last lap and then just really closed the gap through the chicane, so...
Oh, she's having a fair old dip. Is she close enough here for turn one?
Line into the last corner.
This has been as close as it's been for the whole race.
They're both going to get the slip. It's going to have to be a send. She thinks better of it.
So final lap of the race. As it sits, Houlihan will be our split yellow pro champion. Bakita will be P2. First lap of the race is Bakita, so if she gets past Houlihan here, she'll be the split yellow champion. But getting past Houlihan is like finding hen's teeth. Not easy. This is one section where it is possible to get the move done deep into this hairpin, but the same car, as I said, with the same strengths and weaknesses, it's just so hard to do. Sort of hope Houlihan makes a mistake, and this man hasn't made a mistake since 1990s.
Stay close enough to the Schumacher S's and then possibly have a look down the back straight into the final chicane.
It's going to be the last chicane. Doesn't get any tighter here for Pro Championship. As we said, whoever finishes ahead here, based on the fastest lap at the moment. Oh, that's a bit wide. I think that's blown a chance. Just a tiny bit of the outside of that apex.
Don't think she's close enough anyway.
She's going to roll the dice, I reckon, this last corner. Oh, she just can't do it. Houlihan, the bane of her existence, is going to hang on here and pick up the Split Yellow Pro Championship for the second time, I believe. Well done, Hooley, and well done, Bakina. That is a spectacular race. 3/10 separates these two. They know each other very well. They're teammates in other series. So well done. Zachary Smith will pick up P3 in the championship. Last year's Pro Class champion. Off to the finals again. Stellar work there, Mr. Smith. Hobbsy, sick as a dog, but races as quick as one. P4. And Dan Hunter in the Porsche is going to round out the top 5. Holding off Kai Rudin, who's done very well here in the BMW. Great racing all around. And we'll just flick down the order. Braden Ross. The man he was facing for the Pro-Am Championship, Thomas McInnes, has bowed out of this race, unfortunately. So that means Braden Ross is going to be our Pro-Am champion as Nichols hounding him. Barking at him from behind like a little Jack Russell. Wants another position. Oh, they're going to be close across the line.
Oh, that's pretty close.
39 thousandths.
Didn't quite get him. Nice work, Braden.
Ross and Thistleweight will round it out for tonight and the very final race for Split Yellow for 2021, as our finals is in 2 weeks' time. And Charlie Mitchell is going to pick up AM class win here with Steve Lewis in P2. So we'll just go over the final results as we wait for the server to kick over. Early.
I don't think they were ever any more than 3 seconds apart, Bakita and Houlihan. That was the whole way along. Good to watch. Two excellent drivers.
So there we have it. 32 lap race there. 3/10 separated Houlihan and Bakita. So Houlihan wins the Split Yellow Pro Championship. Smith was P3 in the Pro-Am class. We had Ross, Thistleweight and Kidman. So Ross will pick up the Pro-Am Championship. And in the AM class, we had Mitchell and Lewis, and I don't think Shazran cut a single lap there, so he must have had technical issues prior to getting underway tonight. So unfortunate there from Shazran. Whew, there you go. Love to see it, how close that was. As we get ready for Split Green.
Yeah, it was a great race, that. Some great battles throughout the field. Obviously, battle for the race win, most airtime tonight. But yeah, well done to all the class winners and those participating or who have qualified for the finals from Split Yellow.
Cameron Thistlethwaite jumped to P3 in Pro-Am Championship with that performance tonight. So we may have cursed him on lap 1, but it didn't hold him back from gaining positions in the Pro-Am Championship. As we move over to Split Green, they're in pre-practice at the moment. Not too far away from qualifying getting underway in about 5 minutes' time.
I'm going to turn the lights on.
Yep. I like night racing, except when it's like fully dark. It's a bit hard to see as a spectator or a broadcaster. That's why we do it at Mazzano, because the track lights look absolutely gorgeous. But the transition to dark, like the night, is so good on this game. I love it.
Gorgeous, isn't it? Yep.
Thanks, Mac Daddy. Appreciate you. Have a good one, bud. So I'll kick over this other thing to the server.
While you're doing that, I will introduce Thomas Riley and Samwise Holmes. Welcome, boys.
Evening, fellas. How are we this evening? G'day, chap.
You sound like you were in a different room.
Hello?
That's
Is that better?
better. That's
Hello.
got him. Good to hear that beautiful voice, mate.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
just
I
come
wasn't
out of
sitting right on my mic.
we've just come out of watching an excellent split yellow race. So we wish you all the best with split green, and hopefully it's as close as that was. We had a lot of fun commentating that one. Hooley's in chat. Congratulations, Hooly Dooly. Nice work, mate. All season long, and especially in that race with Makita handing you down, you made that 3 wide. Really nice stuff, mate.
Hooley, I have one question. One question only. Was I the inspiration for your team name? Please say yes. Because if you know, you know. Oh, who said that? A budget, the Wiggles. But I can't remember the terminology that they used. It was quite funny.
The wish.com Wiggles.
That's it. That is beautiful. Well done, Braden Ross, for existing. Great work, mate. So Hooly Dooly wasn't my doing and my inspiration. Where the hell did you... I've been saying that for like ever. You know, I am a bit upset about that. Wish.com Wiggles. That's fucking great. What an end to a great season. Thank you for the donation there, Dan Murphy. Big thanks to Mo and all the organisers. Thank you for all your support, mate. A huge big shout out to the Split Yellow Steward team. These things just don't go ahead the way we like without your amazing work. And thanks to all the commentators at the Split Yellow, except Bender. But a huge big shout out to Bender Facts.
Yes, everyone loves a good Bender fact.
Carrying you as always, mate. Couldn't exist without you and Mum. That's correct, Braden. Shout out to all mums out there, especially Braden Ross's one. Lovely lady.
Except for Veggie Powers mum.
Except
She's
for
off the list. She doesn't get shout outs.
No, we don't talk about Veggie Powers mum anymore, Bender. He's another one that pretty predates everyone else in this booth at the moment.
Probably.
What we wanted to do was play some Rocket League with her. Anyway.
She wasn't keen.
Wasn't keen at all. Alrighty, well that was me going to be signing out for tonight. Enjoy the rest of the split green call.
Yep, I'm going to follow you out too, Mel. Always a pleasure. Nice work,
Definitely.
Bender. Excellent work from you, mate.
Cool. Thanks
Reasonable-
for joining us
reasonable work
tonight,
from
Mark
you,
and Jamie Cornboy. Your name's starting now, mate. You're forever Cornboy.
It's pretty stuck, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. I'll write it. Look forward to changing my livery in the finals if I make it. Thank you, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.
That sounds like my cue. Good evening, guys.
Yes, good evening, Sam Eyes. How are you?
I'm great. How are you going?
I'm doing alright, thanks.
You ready for your final round tomorrow?
No, I'm not going to be racing.
You're not going to be racing tomorrow.
No,
What
that's right.
excuse do you have to not be racing tomorrow?
I've got 8 stitches in my left hand at the moment, so
Oh,
it's pretty good reason not to be racing.
which hand though?
My left hand.
And you can't drive with one hand?
Well, no, I've got a shift. Like I use paddle shifter.
This makes sense.
Well, I can
Switch the-
upshift. That's fine, but you know, let me just take 6th gear around the whole track.
Do you have a second shift button on the right side?
No.
No. Some
All you
wheels
need-
do.
All he needs is a McLaren, you know, one of the McLaren wheels that has a push-pull shifter, and it'll be fine. You can drive one-handed then.
Yeah, look, if
It'll
it was
work.
like a GoFundMe for 12 hours, I'm sure I can source one tomorrow.
Sure, chat could. I mean, Dan Murphy, thank you for your donation of $50, mate. That's a very, very sizable donation. But I'm sure people in chat would be happy to put towards a GoFundMe.
Is this a GoFundMe to fix his hand?
GoFundMe to get him a wheel.
To get him
so he can shift.
a disability wheel? Have you got a button near the right thumb? You can make that one your shift down.
I didn't think of that actually, but no, I'm just not gonna risk it.
But I believe in you. Why don't you could convert it to automatic? I'm sure that's somehow fine too.
Look, saying I could drive automatic in ACC is almost the equivalent of me saying in chat a few weeks ago, look, just use the wet preset when it rains.
Yeah, don't do that. But you're currently leading the AM class.
I know, I'm aware.
Sad.
Well, it is sad, but I've run the numbers. And I think
Oh yes, I can see that.
Sanderson, who's P2, needs a top 10 finish. Doable, but a tough ask.
Yeah, and P6 for Rizkio. If he's gonna jump up. Okay, I can see that you've done the math there.
Yeah, some quick maths.
Yep. Speaking of maths, we've got a split just starting qualifying now. So our current pro leaders for split green, Ralahi and Juong, are the top two guns. And we've got Burse and Baldwin in P3 and 4. So it's going to be great to see where they end up after quali.
Yes, that should be a close battle.
We hope so.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it can't get a lot closer than what we just saw in Split Yellow, which was an absolutely fantastic end to that split for Season 7.
That's right. The only downside is it looks like it's a little bit too dry and too sunny for my liking.
I'm sure they're not complaining too much.
No one's complaining except for me.
However,
I'm not even in this split, so I'm just commentating.
why are you trying to get rain for Split Red tomorrow if you're not even racing?
Oh, I'm not trying to get rain. I'm telling you, there will be rain.
I mean, if
the law of the universe, it spites me by being dry when I'm there, and then it rains when I'm not.
Well, to be fair, it's been raining most of the season so far. I think we've only had one round where rain did not play a part in quali or race.
It rained for the first two races, and then it's been dry since.
I believe that there was a wet quali for Silverstone, if I'm not mistaken, for the middle quali session.
It was greasy track conditions.
That counts.
No, not really.
All right, so first lap times are being put onto the board now. Here we go. Ralahi with a 53.8 has sent the benchmark time, and that is a strong banker lap.
Yeah, it looks like everyone just setting times, and it was slowly coming down, and then Lahi's just gone bang. I'm not about this 155 business. Doesn't even dip into the 54s, just goes straight to the 53s.
A whole second ahead of the rest of the field so far. As we get word from the comments that Baldwin is not racing today. So Baldwin, currently P4 in the championship, will go no further. In fact, it looks like he may have had to bow out of Silverstone as well. So he will not benefit from Nurburgring being the drop round. He will have a drop round plus a no-show. So he will finish this season on 329 points. For a bit of context, current leader, we're on currently 498 points after the drop round. To 478 is Juong. So Ralahi 498, Juong 478. Now that's only a 20-point difference, and there is a 30-point difference between P1 and P2.
There you go, set up nicely though. You're on half a second off Ralahi's time at the moment. So he's still got a bit to make up.
But critically, they are P1 and P2 provisionally. after the first half of qualifying has now gone.
That's right, he's almost half a second up here. Losing a little bit in that last corner. Be a low 53 here. 53.3. Chat will know this. What time did Houlihan set for pole in the yellow?
I do know this one. It is, I believe, it was a 53.0, and then he's come along to top that with another 53.0 just to rub salt in the wound for Makita, who was also 53.0, just a little
Fraction
bit
slower.
higher. Yes, that's correct.
He also did 53.0 in the race. Fastest lap.
Bakita did the 53.0 in the race.
Ah, he did. Yeah.
Hooley topped out with a 53.2 in the race. Was his fastest lap.
Crazy that they're doing virtually the same time probably as the race.
It definitely looked like there was. It really showed. You had Bakita, who was much faster at the start of the stint. Set the fastest lap early in the race. After the pit stop, gained from 2 seconds back down to right behind Hooley. But the times then shifted in the second half of that stint. So there's definitely tyre wear at play here. So Bakita clearly pushing hard at the start of the stint, but then those times just getting away from her in the second half, potentially because those tyres were pushed a little hard in the first part of the stint.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if something similar plays out in this split green between Juong and Relahi.
Juong did just jump back up to P2. He did just drop to P5 for a moment there. He's pulled himself back up. He's only 3 tenths from Relahi's time now.
It's time from Fowler though. P6, about to improve. Does. Knows P6. Yeah.
Big
Time.
improvement and no gains, but Fowler is the top Pro-Am qualifier currently. He's currently sitting P5 in the Pro-Am Championship, but he is well within reach of a podium or better in the Pro-Am Championship, especially considering he got no points for the first 2 rounds, which means this would definitely not be a drop round for Fowler. So there's some real opportunity there.
So 2 minutes 40 to go. Who still needs to set a time that potentially a bit higher.
So, well, let's have a look at our Pro-Am leaders in that case. So coming into this round, we've got Ben Dyke currently in the Pro-Am lead with 280 points. That is 27 points ahead of Patrick Oliver. So let's have a look. Where is Patrick Oliver and Ben Dyke currently?
17th, and Pat Oliver's not running tonight.
Pat Oliver not running tonight.
No.
There are a lot of no-shows. So
Ben Dyke's currently sitting down in 17th, which isn't, Fowler's up there in P8, who's the best of the Pro-Am.
So second in that case, the next Pro-Am racer will be Cameron Ross, who's currently about 100 points shy. He's currently 13th. Ahead of Ben Dyke, is that correct?
Yes.
Ben Dyke is 17th.
About 5 tenths quicker.
There we go.
Versus Audi. Figure 4 here is up 4 tenths. She's lost it on the exit.
Even a 10 to gain
Game.
from positions.
Up to P4.
7th to
P4.
4th, look at that.
Starting his final lap there. Who's that? Who's gone deep? Oh, it's cool. Let's see who that was. Finished their run. Here, Coman, one of our latest additions to the series. It was in Silverstone that he got promoted.
And we're seeing why.
Up to P3.
That is a huge gain. He's come in, last round and straight into pro class.
No. He started it. He was in sprints in pro after some very impressive rookie performances leading up to Silverstone.
So he's come from rookies to pro for the Silverstone round.
Yep.
From rookies to sprints for the Silverstone round.
Yep, that's what's happening.
Straight
pro
from
class.
rookies into pro class. That is an excellent result and a fantastic qualifying time.
Impressive jump.
I think in rookies he won by 12 seconds over a 45-minute race. Managed to stop at Barcelona, and that's what got him his promotion. So that'll do it.
Jinx. Just on par with time currently is Nguyen. Coming up towards the final chicane. I imagine we'll see a little bit of ascent here. He's got nothing to lose. Here we go. 1/10 up. Oh, loses it. He definitely sent it.
Yeah, no, he did send it.
Had to give it a try.
So with us in chat saying, you got a cramp as Hooli and Keto are catching him.
Bender, I'm sorry to say, but we are... Oh, no, he's just hit the sand on exit. He's losing it all. He was 3.5 tenths up, and he's only 4 tenths off pole. So that is a disappointing run down the back straight. He's lost all of that 3 tenths. I imagine this would be a bit of a send too. It was, and unfortunately got away from him. But he was for sure going to be on the front row, if not challenging for the lead if he held on to that one. Although, Relahi, he wants to see a 52 in this session. What do we think? We're going to see a 52?
Time. He's gaining time.
His delta is currently a 52. He's still gaining time.
Fastest lap, he had a bit of a moment in the last corner, so this will be where he finds more gain.
Oh no, he's going to smash
Down a tenth and a half. He lost it on the exit a
Oh,
little bit, but he's still going to
just
smash into
get it.
into the 52s. Look at that. That's a cracking lap there from Relahi.
That is a faster lap
9.83,
time.
wow.
That is a faster lap time than Bakita and Tooley in the last split. Oh, as we have some very dark clouds. Currently
9
no
kilometers of
rains.
wind too. Yeah, but 9 kilometers of wind.
We can only see 30 minutes into the future.
The wind's going to forecast what we might see. Cat Farmer will be licking his lips at the moment in chat. Wind watch.
Yeah, hashtag wind watch. It would be nice to see rain roll in with about 20 minutes to go. Long enough that it gets wet enough that drivers just start thinking, is it worth pitting for wets?
Although they would know about that, in that case, 10 minutes into the race.
Which is fine because they've already set their fuel on the grid.
Correct. However, they haven't. They won't have set their tires yet. Obviously, for the pit stop, they won't have. Well, they won't have done the pit stop yet, rather. So.
Yeah. So what I was getting at is like they would have pit. Say most of them will go for 30 minutes and then pit, right?
Yeah.
And if it starts raining with 20 to go, they've already pit.
They've already done a pit stop. Yeah. So it's for those who think maybe running longer might be the smarter play.
I hear what you're saying.
The look of the clouds out there, especially over the last corner, very ominous.
So if you have 30 minutes of fuel put in the car, and it's going to rain after 40 minutes, you just have to. Are you going to suffer on the wet tires? You probably have to. Just got to put them on and survive for 10 minutes in the dry.
Would you? I mean, that's very risky. What if they burn out?
They would. It would be pretty awful. But and then also you've got a good couple of laps before even the wet tires come in. So, I mean, it's kind of 50-50. You're either going to be on wet tires for about half of the rest of the race, or dry tires for half of the rest of the race. It's hard to know where you would put your money, because at this track at Nurburgring, wet tires on a dry track, you're losing about 5 seconds a lap. Dry tires on a wet track, you are also losing 5 seconds a lap. So it is very on par.
That being said, though, I think that I would much prefer to be on dry tyres on a wet track, if that means that I can be that much quicker for even the 10 minutes that we're speculating some drivers might be out there. For that 10 minutes, you might just, you're not going to fry up your tyres and then have a less grip in the wet, because you'll take all that all the blocks off the tread.
It's also track position, so you may absolutely be right there. You've at least got the opportunity to defend your position from the wet runners on your dry tires. And dry tires are pretty good in conditions up through while the track is damp up until it becomes wet.
So all that being said, if I was a driver that, wanted to play it safe, and in case there was rain coming, I'd put a bit of extra fuel in and try and run it a little bit longer, so you can see if it's going to rain on that 30-minute forecast. See if it's going to rain during the race, and if not, once you're happy, once you're satisfied that you think you can make it, duck in, do your change.
Well, that'll be once we hit the 30-minute mark, won't it? So once we hit the 30-minute mark, we'll have a 30-minute forecast, and if it does not say rain, it will not rain. That's one thing about the game, is that they have excellent weather forecasters. If it's going to rain in 10 minutes, you bloody bet it's going to rain in 10 minutes.
It's not like some other games. Sorry, not like some other games where you get a prediction and then rain in 30 minutes, and then 5 minutes after that prediction it starts raining.
So Andreas in chat, you're asking, can server weather be adjusted in the server on the fly? No, it can't. And I think that's probably a good thing, because otherwise Bender and sneak in there and change the settings so it's always wet, or it just rains 20 minutes left in the race. Either way, cars are in double file, safety cars ducking into pit lane. Lahi on the pole, Duong starting alongside him. Our two championship protagonists. And we're green. Here we go, Relahi gets the jump. Duong's going to have to tuck in alongside. Bit of jostling at the back. Burst around the outside. Jer Coman just sticks his nose up. Relahi leads. And we've got... That's a car park.
Oh, bang!
That is not ideal, and safety car's out. That's welcome to Nurburgring, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what that is.
That's exactly what we did not see in the last split. Split yellow was very, very clean through turn one. But anyone who's raced to this track knows turn one is a carnage zone. All it takes is just one little tap, and there's so many different lines that you can take coming in there that it just ends in chaos.
Is there any track that's worse for a turn one? I can't think of any. Monza, yeah.
Monza, I mean, Monza would arguably be the worst, and is probably only... I mean, actually, Nürburgring would be tighter than Monza, although I believe Monza is, because it's slower for longer, that's why the cars group up that much more. Whereas with Nürburgring, at least you have some space to accelerate out. There's a bit of runoff area. There's spaces to go if somebody's zooming up behind you. At Monza, that's it. You're done.
Yeah, I think certainly the benefit is having all of that extra space out, sort of deep into turn one, that you can run into if you're you know, if you're a little bit hot or if you just want to avoid some carnage. But Monza at turn 1 is just, yeah, everyone stops. No one wants to run through the chicane, and then everyone backs up behind them with closing speed as well at Monza. That'll be the main issue.
And then because you've got the second part of the turn for Monza as well, that makes a big difference. As we go on to a replay of that turn 1 incident. So we have a bit of a diver from the back. That's an Audi who has pulled it in clean. And no, we just have a couple of cars around it. Did not see who caused the incident.
It looked like the Honda, maybe a Weatherburn, might have been involved, turning around the Porsche there.
As the field catches up to the safety car. Now, based on those qualifying times, you might be potentially right in thinking that Ralahi could get away from Juong with those times. So Juong's going to want to stay close. As we jump on for a replay again, and I believe, we have...
Oh, Ditwood's, as one of the races in this split would say, it's obviously not racing tonight. That is less than 12 metres.
Now that's Benjamin Caroud, and who has tagged that Mercedes? That's before the control line. That's an achievement. If you can have a car spinning before the control line, you've done well. Assuming your judgment on good versus bad is based on if your judgment for good is how well you can screw up the start of the race.
So that replay there for Caro is what we saw many, many moons ago in the F1 series for a driver called Taman Thar, who holds the record for the fastest DNF in OOR history, and it's something like 2.7 seconds. That exact same thing happened to him at the Hungaroring.
It's not too hard a thing to happen, if the person behind gets a really good jump and the person in front gets a particularly bad jump.
They just bang straight into the back.
Exactly.
There you go. 12 meters has become 1.2 meters. Yeah, that one was slightly slower, I think, from memory diabolls. Yeah, see the safety car coming in this lap. We've got a couple of drivers way out the back, trying to catch up after pitting for damage. It might just make it, actually. The safety car has peeled off quite early.
Now we know that the Porsche is particularly awful down in a straight line, and the Ferrari is particularly excellent. So one could imagine Ralahi is going to make him wait a little while here. Watch you prove me wrong.
I'd take this after the corner and just accelerate just before the line.
Looks like we might be away. We are
now.
away. Ferrari has gotten an excellent. He has stayed with him. He is gaining, and this might be the opportunity Juong needs to dive into the lead. He's going to go wide. He's going to try the outside run, which is absolutely something you can do here if you can pull it up. He just doesn't. If he had pulled it up, he would have been at the inside for turn 2. He has not, though. He sits in P2 as we speak. Everybody else is going through quite cleanly. We're not quite as bunched up this time.
Dowd gets through there a lot better than what he did last lap, or the first lap, getting turned by Weatherburn. He has just managed to get a gap. Jack Homan's caught right back up with Juong after he went wide at turn 1 on the exit.
Yeah, that could be his best chance for a while there, Juong. He's got to settle in now. Surprised Giacomo caught up so quickly. The front two got quite a good jump on the restart.
I think both the leaders were compromised on their lines through turn 1 with Juong going, with Ralahi going defensive and Juong running a bit wide. wider from the apex than what he would have liked. So I just gave Giacomo just that little invitation. Just get right up on the back. But I'm expecting those front two to just pull away now. See a car off on the replay there. In the split camera.
Yeah, we've also just lost Samwise. Hopefully he'll go with us shortly. So it'll be interesting to see how Giacomo compares to pace and consistency of Juong and Ralahi. As Ralahi sets a new fast lap of a 56.0. And that's got a bit of improvement in it.
Certainly so. You'd certainly think that he's probably 2.5 tenths, or 2.5 seconds, sorry, quicker than that as the race wears on.
Yeah, interesting, the track pretty down and ambient as well, down at 16 degrees, and it's still holding around 18, 19 degrees at this point in split yellow, obviously different weather conditions.
Certainly very overcast still. Porsche off at the last corner, I think, 991, or I would assume it was a Porsche. Deep turn one. No, it's Karud in the Mercedes. That confused me then, 991. One of those things you think is probably a Porsche. Anyway. Gaps open up between Juong and Giacomo, and they're up to 1.7. So, as we said, it'll be difficult to stick with Juong, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be the challenge for Giacomo. It could just be that that's the battle for third. So you see Samwise in chat saying Discord is restarting. That's all right. You back on the radio soon? So nice gaps, about half a second, pretty much all the way down from 5th to, is that 17th there? So straight away fastest lap comes down to 54.0 for Ralahi. Caro has picked up a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision. I imagine there'll be a few more penalties after that lap 1 incident.
Certainly. Juong on that last lap was 9 tenths slower than Ralahi. So that gap's now to 1.4. Across the line. So that's a fair loss over the space of a lap. Could just be the Ralahi's pressures have come up nicer.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll be a question of can Juong stay with Ralahi? Or does Ralahi just drive off into the sunset? Pushing the battle for P11, P10, 11, 12 here with Nguyen. He's got the livery of the week behind him.
It's a livery of the series, isn't it? At this stage.
Who even knows? So that livery of the week, that livery he's got should be submitted to the L of the Week channel.
I'm surprised that L of the Week channel is still empty. It's good.
Yeah, well, we haven't really plugged it, so if you are on, well, you should all be on Discord, but if you've got something you want to submit, it's like a fail clip of you, and submit it to the L of the Week, and we'll put an announcement out.
Maybe I'll do a bit of video editing after my sorry state that I was in after Barcelona. And get it started. I'm sure there's some more frustrating or more embarrassing things that have happened out there.
not much really happening so far. Everyone's just following very closely. Past 12 minutes now after that initial safety car. So there hasn't really been any big movers or shakers other than those who are involved in a couple of incidents.
It's really confusing considering this is split green. I'll say that much. And I will say no more. Certainly against the norm.
Yeah, normally split green brings the action. And it started off with a bang. And it's just fizzled out.
Has split red taken that mantle this season? Would split red have taken
I'm not
that
sure.
mantle?
Certainly giving it run for its money. As we can welcome back Samwise Holmes after he's resolved his technical issues.
Thank you very much. Apologies for the technical issues.
That's all good. Happens to the best of us, mate.
Are you the best of us?
That wasn't what I was implying, but yes, I am the best of us.
Good to hear.
Chad would ask, is the undercut or the overcut better around here? From what I've been told, the undercut is certainly fairly powerful around here, so we might expect some cars to duck in, but I'm not sure if that's the smartest call to go early. We don't know what the weather's going to do.
I would like to give a contradictory opinion to that one. I strongly believe that the undercut does not work in this format of race, and I believe that we saw that be the case in last race with Bakita and Hooley, who are both, pretty similar speed, but Bakita gets into the pits and a lap early and does not gain anything, actually loses ground to Hooley in the pits.
She gained half a second, but
she was back. She was back initially, but then she gained after that. She pulled it back from 2 seconds back, but she was 1.5 seconds behind when they went into the pits. So her gain was post pits when she was pushing hard on those tires. My personal opinion is that it doesn't work because you don't have full fuel in. Basically, if you're running 60 liters of fuel, when you go into the pits, say you go into the pits early, halfway through, everyone else still has 30 liters in their tank. You suddenly have 90 liters in your tank, and you're also going to have a slow out lap. And because there's not a lot of tire drop off, you don't usually get a very big advantage from those brand new tires. There's definitely a little bit, but it's sort of weighed down by you now having 60 litres more fuel than everyone else out on track.
I guess it's track dependent than the Nurburgring, obviously not so much, but somewhere that just eats tyres like Paul Ricard, yeah, it's
potentially a
pronounced,
greater... Yeah, the fuel definitely makes a huge difference. If you've got a race where you can't add fuel and you have to start with your full fuel, the undercut works because you're still going to have the same amount of fuel as everyone else on track, no matter when you pit. Pit at the start, you've gone in with 120 litres, you come out, everyone still has 120 litres, and same as you. And so there's the opportunity to get that benefit there. It's only about tyres. Whereas here, yeah, you're putting in the fuel too, which negates a bit of it. In my opinion, it's actually better to do the overcut because you know that they're going to have a slow outlet. As we see a very close swing.
Crazy good exit there from Stefan Bastol.
He just has to pull back and not completely overtake on the Lamborghini. That was a wildly better exit than the Lamborghini.
Maybe it's not the undercut, maybe it's all about track position and having clean air that maybe you can run with. Probably lose a lot of time in the train, sort of guidelines are suggesting.
That is absolutely a great reason. If you're losing a lot of time in a train, I absolutely believe that that's a good idea. If that's not the case, my preference for strategy would be to pit one lap later, because especially if you're close, because you know they're going to have a slow out lap. I would prefer to get ahead of them and be on cold tires and defend on my outlap, and use their slow outlap as the opportunity to gain. Now I'm just giving away the whole game plan for tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. So if you are in Split Red, pick your tips from this stream. Watch it back for tomorrow.
That's right.
Oh, what's going on here? Bit of argy-bargy.
This is
Definitely
Weatherburn.
Wasn't leaving the space, that's for sure.
No, it's not. It's
Bristol
Alexa
Newland.
Britt. Oh, around the outside comes the Audi of Ben Dyke, and he is going to hold it, and he's going to have the inside run for turn 2. And that is usually a winning move. I'd be surprised if the Lamborghini could hold it around the outside, although they might try to dive up the inside here. They think better of it, and the Audi is through.
Yeah, nice move. Opportunistic as well there. Just seeing Johan and Britt's having a little get together. Start finish straight. I'm sure that'll get looked at. Seemed very weird. We just picked up the tail end of it. Diabol's in chat, summing up the thoughts of everyone right now. Oh god, not that car.
Now, Ben Dyke is pretty safe in his quest for P1 in the Pro-Am Championship. In his current position, even if his nearest rivals win the race, which I think is less than likely, he would still be ahead, even in that case.
Oh well, Pat Oliver's leading the racing, so.
As in, no, so who have we got? We've got Fowler, Taylor, and Cameron Ross. As Juong sets the fastest lap. Now that is a very interesting development. Now that gap is 1.7 seconds, so I made the call earlier that the Ralahi, given how much further ahead he was in qualifying, could skip away. That has not been the case. There is 1.7 seconds between them.
It's only just over 2/10 that Geelong managed to find Commander Ralahi on both those last laps. So it's not a huge difference, but it'll just start eating away at it. 40.5 minutes left to go in this race. Seeing Mint go a bit wide there. Very easy to do around turn 2 onto the AstroTurf in the arena section.
So I'll give you an interesting thing about this battle for P1 is that even if Juong overtakes Ralahi, given the points that they respectively gained in qualifying, that is 5 points for Ralahi, 4 points for Juong, he would still be 1 point behind. So he has to not only get ahead of Ralahi, he needs to get the fastest lap as well.
At the moment.
He does have that at the moment. So right now, all he has to do is pass Ralahi and hope that Porsche cannot secure the fastest lap of the race.
And that would be a tie, wouldn't it? So I'm not sure what happens in the case
it
of
is
a tie.
3
Would that
points
be
for fastest lap.
3 points for a fastest lap. Well, I will stop talking.
So that would put him 2 points in the lead. So very, very spicy. And just as we're saying that,
Yeah, new fastest lap for Ralahi. I was also just going to say, is it getting darker?
I mean, that's how night works.
I know that's how night works. That sounds like a silly statement, but the jump in the last couple of minutes just seems absurd.
It does get quite a lot darker. You're in that twilight zone at about 8 o'clock. It does get quite a lot darker in that sort of, well, this exact period, in that sort of 10-minute period between 8:15 and 8:25. It absolutely does make a big difference there.
Oh, that was close there. Almost ran into back of Bushel. Sam Barrett. I was probably lit up thinking this would be my opportunity. Yeah, stays ahead for now.
The nail on the head there.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go. Add that to the Hall of Fame or the L of the Week. Bender fact, it gets darker at night.
Water is wet.
Yep, more breaking news at 11.
Actually, that's actually potentially not true that water is wet.
Oh, I don't think we
Nah,
saw
we're not opening that can of worms.
So I believe we're looking back from Bushel to Taylor.
Yep, so see
And-
Ralahi and Juan trading fastest laps. Ralahi now owns it with a 53.877.
Jung's got to work hard, although they are getting to the end of this tyre set, so the next opportunity may be after they do the pit stop. Now the temperatures will be going down as we get later into the race, so you can imagine it is, as we see it dive around the outside, just doesn't pull it up quite close enough. You really do have to stick close through the apex. You can't take a wide line there, and as I said, you've got to really stick in close to that car who is on the apex if you want to get that move done.
And you know what, Bender? I think it's actually become lighter now.
Oh, so now
It's
we're looking.
not-
Yeah,
Partly cloudy. I think the rain is not going to happen. Apologies.
No, I think you're right. It's a very weird phenomenon. It's just changed from overcast to partly cloudy, based on the weather logos. So Diabols, if you read our team Discord, you're more than welcome to put down your interest.
I don't think it's gotten lighter, but we went from this view here to the viewing car where you can see the light in the sky. So this view obviously looks a lot darker than when we're in the cockpit view. The gap between our leaders has gone out to 2.2 seconds. So last lap for each of them, 54.0. Ralahi plays at 54.2 for Juong. So Ralahi saw that Juong was gaining, and he has responded well, but he's pulling out a little bit again.
Once Karun comes out of the pits, there'll be 4 cars that have completed their mandatory stop. 4 is the next one in.
Well, he has got to run. Now, what do you do when you've got to run here? Do you go for it? Looks like he's going to go for it. This is not an easy move to pull off. He has really sent it, and he has pulled it up, and that is a successful move through the back chicane, which is not something you hear very often as his competitor goes into the pits anyway. So, fruitless? No.
I'd pit after that as well. That's just, get me off stream. I don't want to be a part of that. Like in basketball, getting posted by someone just putting a monster dunk on you.
Although they don't have pit stops in basketball, so I'm not sure.
No,
whether
they
that
don't.
matters.
Well, they got timeouts, so sub me off, coach.
Great little battle happening here. They're all still quite close together from 10th down to 13th. So that'd be 9th down to 13th. Little train.
There you go, just playing on this idea of, there's 5 British tracks in the game and doing all 5 tracks over 12 hours. What you can do is you can have a team, each team have 5 drivers, and they have to drive 2.4 hours of the nominated track. And all 5 drivers' times of the team are aggregated together, and the team with lowest time wins, or the most laps wins, or whatever, however you want to do it.
Can you just do points per race?
You can do points per race, something like that, whatever. Yeah.
Or you
That'd
could
be
start each subsequent race in the position that you finished.
Ooh, yeah.
With a
It's got
reverse
potential,
grid in
Mark.
the middle. With a reverse grid in the middle,
yeah.
just for race 3. Wait, no, that wouldn't work because everybody would dive to the back.
Like a relay race, yeah, exactly, Dive Box. Kai Smith picking up. Oh. Smith, what are you doing? 10
No,
seconds for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, no. And Malik, no, I think it potentially is the worst idea.
Robert Jackson, chat, we just took OOR to the next level. I don't know what level that is, but it might not be a good thing.
We've got a great battle happening between Brits and Weatherburn again. We saw them a little bit earlier tussling when Weatherburn got around the outside of the Lexus, I believe, into turn 1. If my memory isn't completely awful, which it is. Staying very close, this is great.
Yeah, just back on that relay idea though. 5-man. This is coming on now. You know, like 5-man teams, whatever, or a series race. I think that actually worked really cool. It's like a one-off versus one-off event, but you know, like a special event where you have series of 5 20-minute races or something, and each driver in the team does a different race, and then you add all your points together at the end, and yeah, that'd be interesting, something different.
Imagine if you did that, but you like split it across like 6 weeks. Imagine that, right? When it's like a different track every week, and you like aggregate the like just same driver, different track, and you aggregate the points together at the end of those 6 races, and that's like a championship.
See, I think then it becomes too complex. It's too hard to track. Well, who's in what team? If you've got it all on the same day, and you're in the same car, all 5 drivers in the same car. Yeah.
I was describing Sprint Series.
Yeah, I was racking it through my brain, going, "Isn't that what we already do? Are you just taking the piss?"
Yeah, I am just taking the piss. I like it. I like a race across multiple tracks. That sounds great. And you have to start on the same set of tires. No, that might be too much.
Hey, there's 6 races, but you've only got 5 sets of tires.
Sounds like supercars at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
With their tyre restrictions, not having enough sets.
Now, did you see that jump start in the supercars race?
Oh, that was golden.
This has jumped straight into the lead from what, like 5th or something like that. Reminded me of
on the grid.
reminded me of Kyle Army earlier in this season. I forget which split it was. It might have been
absolutely bolted.
Just gone well before the light goes green. Oh, and that is a straight up pass, is it, by the Lexus?
Yep, Brits on the outside.
Wow, Weatherburn has, really lost out there. So on that last lap, he actually dropped a second. He must have he must have made a mistake.
Oh, he's pitting, okay.
Yeah, good idea. I think his tires might be a bit worse for wear. Pun intended. And he's into the pits. Yeah, he lost quite a lot of time over those couple laps. He had taken over Brits and then gapped him by a second and a half, and over a space of 1.5 laps, lost it again. So Ben Dyke currently provisional Pro-Am champion. Ross currently provisional Pro-Am podium
runner-up.
Getter. No. Actually, yes, we will runner-up because Pat Oliver is not here. What position's he in? I'll actually confirm that because that may not be the case.
Let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to plug G. Coleman once again. He's still holding on to that 3rd place. So that's certainly saying something about his overall pace. I mean, his last lap was a 54.5, so he was quicker than Duong.
And the pressure on Zhuang is not helping him in his battle to try and claw that way back to Ralahi. So that is not looking good for Zhuang at this stage of the race, but we are only halfway through. Lots can happen. It's very easy to dip a toe in the sand here and go spinning. Not that I am trying to curse anyone, and God, if that happens, please forgive me, Ralahi.
Duong's in the pits. So Duong is pitting.
I expect we'll see.
Yeah, Ralahi would be in the next lap, that's for sure. I mean, I said that with a lot of confidence, but you'd think that he'd see Duong pit and go, no, I'm going to cover him off in the box.
It's the smart play. You really just need to do whatever. You respond to whatever your competition does. That said, Ralahi did do a 54 flat, and on that last lap, and his best lap's a 53.8, so he's definitely not losing time right now. If he feels really good with the tyres, he might just stay out there a little bit longer. You're setting the laps.
I mean, if you're still feeling it, you're in the lead, you got clear air. Yeah, keep going.
Now, this is an opportunity for us to test that theory about the overcut undercut, because Giacomin is currently still out on track. So if Giacomin comes in this lap, we may be able to see whether the undercut from Zhuang has kept him ahead, or if the overcut from Giacomin has pulled him ahead of Zhuang. If I was Giacomin, this would be the lap to do it.
Either of those top four boxed. So I'm waiting on the lap maybe. Giacomin's just dropped a little bit more time to Ralahi. Suppose he wasn't racing in the first place. What could Duong do on his first lap out of the pits? That would be the interesting part.
Giacomin losing that time to Ralahi is not a good sign. He may have had a mistake on that lap. Having a look at his time.
I don't think that Giacomin has been quite as fast as Ralahi throughout the race, but certainly Giacomin can trade punches with Duong, so that might be the one to watch there.
The
See
gap to
Duong coming
Ralahi.
up- Yeah, see Duong coming up to the last corner, to the chicane here, to Coca-Cola curve, the last corner. First one, I'll see what his lap time is. Something reflective. It was a 250, so that's with the pit stop included.
So having a look at their current gaps. So at the point of going into the pits. Oh, it is very close. It looks like Giacomin is currently gaining on Zhuang.
Yeah.
Only slightly.
Sector
I wouldn't
2 and
leave it
Sector
too long.
3, yeah, Sector 2 and Sector 3 was about combined though the combined splits from Sector 2 and Sector 3. I think it was about just over a tenth. There's Ralahi's in the pits, so here's where we see if Zhuang's made a real gain. Ralahi has one of the earlier pit boxes, it looks like. He's in, nice and clean, didn't have to move.
Giacomin's playing the long game. We'll see what their lap times are. 54.9 for Giacomin. Still a bit of time before we see Zhuang cross that line.
They're just coming to run down the hill now.
Relahi's rolling in the pit lane. All right, he's at the start of it, towards the middle, but he should have this pretty comfortably, I think.
It looks like it. Yeah, there is. It's a
He'll be
very
better off,
short
yeah.
run from the exit of the pits down to turn 1, so he'll be very safe there.
Looks like that overcut's worked. We'll see what the gap is when they come through sector 2. We'll start sector 2. We'll see what the gap between is, but
Now,
so
unfortunately,
he's made a big gain.
correct, it is. Now, Jacoman is losing time now. So 54.9 for Jacoman. Last lap plays a 54.4 for Juong. So he may have just left it a lap or two too late. And now Juong has got his tires up to temperature. He's now gaining. So it was only for that one lap after Juong had pit that Jacoman was the faster one, and it looks like he would have had the gap to jump ahead since he was right on his tail. But perhaps he's playing the long game. He thinks potentially with much fresher tires, he might be able to do something special towards the end of the race.
Maybe he is going to run a little bit longer than we think, and he's not going to come in immediately. Although he is in. He's in the pits. I've just seen on the. I think. Am I right?
If that's true, then he is.
See the map right?
Actually,
No, apparently he is stopped in the pits.
yes, he is.
So
Juong's pit stop was 1:08 long. Was his pit stop?
that includes
So-
transit, doesn't it?
That is from the second he gets into the pits. Yes, it's not total time lost on track. That is just the pit stop time, including transit.
Play a bushel here. Oh, it just drops it off the curve.
Now that was a bit of a curve.
And that's,
Oh no, it
It's,
wasn't. This is not live. It's not a curve.
Jacoman's still in the pits as the leaders go through. So that's I'll have to see where he comes out, whether he comes out, how far ahead of Burst he comes out. There's Burst behind him.
Pretty close. It's going to be very close into turn 1.
Burst just going to try and hound him. Burst obviously got a lap or two fresher tyre, had the tyres on for a lap or two more. So, see if we can stick with him. Use that tyre temperature advantage.
Blazing quick right now. I saw Juong that fast that as Cameron Ross picks up 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. It's catching a few people out tonight. It's not really the trickiest of pit lanes, I would have thought.
There's also, I don't know if people know this, is potentially a ACC hack for anyone who doesn't know. There's actually a button you can press which actually controls your pit speed limit. I think it's called like a pit limiter, and it like controls the speed when you're going through the pits. You guys heard of that?
No, that sounds revolutionary. Please tell me more.
I don't want to.
The hidden secret.
hidden secret. It's pretty hard to speed in the pit lane, because it's very easy to not get pinged on the way in, even if you are speeding coming over that initial line. You generally have to speed somewhere in coming out of your box or elsewhere in the pit lane.
Still on running. He's trying to get words out. He just banged in 2 back-to-back fastest laps.
He was half a second faster than the
Yeah,
line.
that's a huge lap.
And we said he would have to not only get the lead, but he would need to have the fastest lap. And right now, he has the fastest lap. And that was the time to do it. You need to get it done early on this tire set before they wear out. So Relahi would be hard pressed to find another half second on what he's currently doing to take that back from Juong. So we could very well see this title fight go right to the...
It's going to be tough though. It's hard to bet against Relahi with back position, but he's in the Porsche, which isn't great in a straight line.
Great little Aston battle happening here. Taylor defending well. Oh, gets a little bit slidey onto the home straight. And
He's going to have to go defensive here. He's going to have to take the defensive line. He doesn't. Key picks his line first. As long as Key can break. Oh, is that a little deep?
he's let it happen. So that is position
Oh.
Key. Good avoiding.
Yeah, Key gets that move done. If I was Taylor there, I probably would have just moved the car over a bit, sat in the middle of the track, made Key decide to go which way.
Oh, there you were just saying, Samwise, Wallahi, he's going to be hard pressed to find half a second. He's done just that, 53.5.
Oh no. That's right. He has now gained back almost everything he lost in that lap in between after when Ralahi started gaining after his pit stop. So
He was 3.5 tenths faster through sector 1.
that's incredible. So after the pit stops were said and done, they were just about on exactly 3 seconds adrift of each other. Currently I believe it's actually 2.6 now. It's a little bit slower to update on stream as it is on pit wall.
Of course, yes, if you're in chat and you haven't heard of pit wall before, pit wall is some live timing that we run. Sure, I think it's in the pin link, but you'll be able to keep up with all the sector times, where cars are on track and everything. So we see that lovely exhaust at night glowing. Not a scratch on that car.
A little bit of dirt. A little bit of dirt never hurt anybody.
Just shows it's been raced hard.
Now put the link to the pit wall timing into chat. So anybody listening in chat, if you want to see some live timing, go and check that out.
There's some nice close-ups at the back of Juong's car there. Sralahi goes faster again, 53.4.
These are some excellent times. 53.9 for Juong on that lap. So Ralahi is clawing his way further ahead. Just when you think Juong's got something in the bag, Ralahi responds.
No, G. Coleman was 2 tenths faster than Juong on that lap. Also banged in the fastest middle sector. 42.4, I should say. Ralahi has the fastest first and third sectors.
Which I think is interesting because that's where the straights are. You wouldn't think so for the Porsche. Well, the third sector is very short. I believe it's only the final chicane and final corner, as that is a McLaren dipping toe in the sand. Slows your exit dramatically, and that is around the outside. Clean move. Very good pass there for Karod in the Mercedes.
Just got to come back from what happened lap 1. This battle here with Batchelton and Hignett. Or is that Wilson? No, it's Hignett. Wilson's in front.
Very nice battling. Oh, he gets a little bit... No, he's got it. Looked like the exit was a little bit worrisome, but I think he got followed through by Hignett. Hignett is all over the back of him right now. Last lap, Hignett was 2 seconds faster. That may have been an anomaly lap, though.
Since battles we have on track here for 13th, 14th, 15th. Bradley Chaplin gets a 10-second penalty. He won't be go up that. Currently running in 16th.
Hignett has been consistently faster here, as he's been gaining since the pit stop. So this will be a very good battle to keep an eye on.
That battle that we saw before with Key and Taylor, that dual Aston. Oh, and that's a...
Oh no.
It's a bit of a moment for Stefan Bachol there.
Good hold.
Was there maybe some contact?
He's maintained position as well.
I wonder.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a little bit of contact and Hignett knows that and it's just let Stefan come back on.
Well, Hignett did get ahead by 0.032 of a second, so they were clearly alongside each other coming through that chicane. Got a replay already. No, this is of Bushell in the Mercedes.
Oh, he's just bouncing off the curve. Oh,
and he catches it.
How has he kept that going in a straight line? For all money, he'd lost that.
Here we go, coming into the final chicane. Hits the left curb, hits the right curb and the bump. Rear end slides out, catches it to the right, catches it to the left. Back on track. I mean, what's that? 30-second penalty for crossing the pit line. What's that in F1?
Don't put that on him.
Sure, he's glad they removed or adjusted the pit entry fence.
Of course.
About 15 years ago now, because it used to run all the way almost to the start of that striped part. So he would have crashed into that a few years back.
Diabolise says, good way to get heat into your tires.
Yeah, track temp still and ambient both still at 16s. It's been pretty consistent throughout the session. Surprised we haven't seen it drop just a little bit.
Especially with no cloud. Sorry, I'll stop being Mr. Meteorologist. But, with no cloud, I think the temperature will drop slightly. With less cloud than what we had. Anyway.
Start telling us about the barometric pressure and hectopascal fronts and troughs,
Oh, look, I don't think ACC has that much information. I'll say that much. This battle is still going on here, though, for 15th. Oh, sorry, for 14th.
This is the titles battle on track right now. Hignett's got the pace. It's just about whether you can pass. It is not an easy track to pass on this one. There's a couple of zones you can do it. It's not like there aren't any overtaking zones, but it is a track that is fairly easy to defend on. All of those overtaking zones are defended by holding tight on that inside line. The one exception I would say to that is a very good opportunity through turn 1 and 2 to go around the outside if somebody does opt to hug tight to the inside. What are you doing, Luck?
I'm surprised we didn't see the hidden feature in the Bentley of that smiley face.
Yes, do you like the smiley face?
Meanwhile, Mr. Director will jump straight to that.
He was having a look. And so is Hignett.
Uh-oh. But like Hignett's best chance is certainly to turn 1. How close he gets up here, he's going to look for him. Oh no, I definitely would not look for a move up there.
Yes.
Not from that far back. Especially when he's crisscrossed on the Porsche's rear bumper.
When you're racing a Porsche, staying close through that final chicane and get behind them straight. That's where your advantage is. Or through the back window of the Porsche, looking at the Bentley. That's a nice view. That is a good angle. Nice and clean through turn 1. No room on the outside there. for Hignett. This is good response under pressure for Bechtold.
Shows the nose. and he's
Oh,
ready.
that's an around. Bentley has just picked up the rear end coming through turn 3. Now he's got to claw all that back again.
Yeah, just under 8 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen.
There's the smiley face. I don't think there's a smiley face on Hignett right now.
It's battle here, Fowler, Ewan, and Brits. It's been a good drive by Neon. Qualified outside the top 10, up to P9.
Newen currently part of the battle for the pro podium. Currently set to jump himself up from what looks like 6th position up to P4 in the overall. Which is definitely a good gain for the last race. Get you in the window for pro finals.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it could come down to. In the last couple of positions, who's going to make it or not. Got that battle out the front has just fizzled out a little bit. Gap out to 5.3 now between Relahi and Juon.
Yeah, as long as Relahi can keep it on the track, he should have this one in the bag.
I'm going to cross all my fingers and toes that he did just take this curse in, because it's been a very good drive. Been able to match whatever Juon can do.
I mean, I would say if something happened now, that's on you for complimenting him so hard.
So look at these orange, I'll just cut away from it, but the orange lights on Fowler, were they the endurance lights?
Didn't even know we had endurance lights. There you go.
Oh, I'm not sure what they were. I mean, maybe we'll get to come back to it.
I think you've obviously got the daytime lights that run that are used to help recognise the car. If you've got multiple cars running the same livery, or different colours of those lights, coloured ones. But, there are 2 different light modes on the cars. There's obviously the low beam and what would be considered the high beam or the endurance lights, which is where you see, for example, on that BMW, you can see them at the bottom of the bumper, being a lot brighter. Those orange lights on you, and yeah, that's the custom lights that you can put in whatever colour you want.
There you go.
Nice, we've got custom orange lights, I like it. Here's a question for you, Chad. Did anyone have, those underbody car kit neon lights back in the day before the police outlawed them?
You didn't need speed.
That's what I was
Part of
thinking.
it need for speed as well, but like, did anyone actually have them on the street, on their street car? I always would have loved one of those done, but yeah.
The difficult thing is choosing what colour, because they probably didn't have RGB options back before the police outlawed them. So it was always the thing about what colour do you choose.
Yeah, it's just a solid one colour.
This battle has been raging all race between Newen and Brits. Brits doing a great job to hold Newen off. Newen made the pass early in the race. Brits then got it back with an outside move at turn 1. And he has been holding off that Lamborghini ever since.
There you go. Mullock saying he had an under the glove box blue one. That's pretty fancy. Under the glove box.
Very discreet.
When you're going to be street legal, but the party is going on inside.
You get the noise activated ones that react to the bass beat that you run, flash and whatnot. I don't have them personally, but
just like pulse at like the beat of the music. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen those. They're pretty cool. Do you still have it, Mullock, or is that long gone? If you still have it, I'd love to see a picture of that.
Here, right on the back of right. 2 laps to go.
This is one of our few close battles. We got this one, and then we've got Newen and Brits. Everything's looking pretty tame at the moment. But we may be on the penultimate lap.
No, I think this is the penultimate lap. Relahi, I think, crossed the line before about 2 minutes to go. So he'll get the one more lap after this. These guys might even have. Yeah, another 2 laps. Yeah.
But that Lamborghini is close already. So if now isn't the time, you've got 2 laps to do it. This is your second last attempt into turn 1. But it looks like the Lamborghini's just a little bit too far back to make it happen on this lap.
But the tire looked like Alexis was absolutely drag racing him there, just dropping him for dead.
So Lexus last lap did a 155.5, and Lamborghini of Newen did a 155.4. So there's nothing between them right now.
Just looking at the track map, it looks like we get one more lap in.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you
So
can.
Relahi's just come out to start the final lap now.
That's right. We are on penultimate lap. Relahi is on the ultimate lap. As we've got a car just going for a little full drive mode. I think that may be a back marker. Just making sure he gets out of the way. Doesn't interrupt the fights.
Bit of rally cross.
Hi, Smith. Just off right there. Just doing a bit of mowing with his Mercedes.
Yeah, Smith currently sitting down in 25th position, so good of him to get out of the way, not interrupt any of the battles coming into the final lap now.
Battle for 11th as well between Wedderburn and Van Dyke is very close as well. It's only 3/10.
As they come around the final corner, Audi's not quite close enough for a lunge into turn 1. He's going to try and stay close. Might be an opportunity later on in the lap.
Just going to get the crisscross there. Just wasn't quite close enough to be able to tuck under the rear wing of that Honda. Try and see if he can hold it around the outside of turn 2. Not close enough, but that's all right. He'll have another go. Relahi is coming up the back straight now after the chicane. As I said before, very, very good race for who will be our pro champion for Split Green.
Got a bit of drifting.
Stellar rate, look at him go. Absolutely commanding victory here.
And he has gotten the fastest lap as well, just to rub salt in the wound a little bit. And on 656 points, Ralahi will be the split green champion. As Juong comes across the line as well to take P2. Burst will be P3 in the championship, P4 in the race. Giacomin has finished on the podium. A great run from Giacomin. It looks like the battle of the Lamborghini and the Lexus is over. The Lexus has pulled a little bit of a gap, so it looks like that one is now resolved as they come around the final corner now. And then our final battle, Ben Dyke and Weatherburn a couple of places behind. Looks
Just
like
gone through the chicane. There's no way that
that
will
is
give up
it.
that spot.
Great race between these guys. Very clean, very exciting. Great work, everyone involved.
One of the good battles we were watching as well. Stefan Bachol holds on from Benjamin Hignett. P14, we're watching a fair bit of that battle.
Hignett just had that unfortunate spin at turn 3 and just couldn't pull it back in time.
But with Brad Chaplin dropped with his 10 seconds of penalties. We're going to drop down to 18th, isn't he? Maybe further, but well done to Nirasana Ralahi. That's a great performance to be the pro champion for this split.
It's a great achievement. Jong's pushed him all the way, and of course we've seen a couple of the guys involved in battles for the lead as well.
Hignett will actually jump Jake Baldwin to finish P4 overall. So that's a good... I take that back. Nguyen will jump up to take P4 overall. From 10th position. So that is a great gain there to get up to 4th ahead of Jake. And then Gafford, who finished in P7, he will jump up to take P5 with Hignett in P6 overall.
So Baldwin dropped to P7 because he wasn't able to race tonight.
That's right.
Costly, yeah, in terms of who makes the pro finals. Of course, Pro-Am results here. We've got Fowler, Van Dyke, Fluke. And we got Rayhan and Frustuk.
And for overall, just to go through that again, is Ralahi in P1. So the podium is Ralahi, Juong, Giacomin for the final race of Split Green for the season. Excellent results there from everybody. Great racing. Very clean for the most part.
Yeah, Split Green definitely delivered with safety cars and the drama for this season. But don't worry, we've got more races coming up tomorrow night. We've got Split Blue and Split Red for Asia Pacific, rounding out the regular season. Of course, we'll have North America and Europe as well, also on Thursday. And then, of course, on the weekend we've got the F1 series, which is round 2 at Silverstone. Yeah, so
some great racing. We had some very, very good racing at Bahrain, but I think this will be one of the more impressive races. We see Brad Chaplin doing his best long jump impression.
He's absolutely yeeted it into that wall.
I think he wanted to take the Nordschleife. Has he hit this perfect? Oh, almost. A bit of air. But yeah, I think he's definitely want to take the Nordschleife there.
Ready for launch. Look at that.
Look at the suspension travel. Wow. He's actually cleared the track.
That's excellent, and no damage whatsoever for the jump. Although the
follow up, I think sums up maybe Brad's season as well.
My favourite part about that is how the lights go off 3 seconds after the impact with the wall.
By the way, lights are out at Nurburgring. They're closing up shop. So I think that might be our cue to finish up.
No,
Thank you
no,
very
no.
much,
If
boys.
you, no, not yet. Go back and look at the sky. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's got a daytime.
Oh, no.
I was going to say it's interesting. What they've actually done is, if you look at the sky in the game, it actually lines up with where it would be at that time of year for the race being held. So like the
There you
level of
go.
detail is just like
Level of-
insane.
Well, then probably they do worry about the barometric pressure. So maybe I need to do some reading.
But you see that they spend that much time on that sort of thing, but they don't give us a timing board that updates more than once every sector.
Yeah.
Unless
I would
you're
like
in
to
the
see
car.
microsectors.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight, as we're now on board with Roberto C in the Reach for Super. Thanks for joining tonight, Samwise and Thomas.
Thank you.
That's it all, boys. It's been a pleasure. We'll hope to see you again soon, chat. Thank you for coming out as well.
Have a good night. Catch you tomorrow for Splits Blue and Red.
See you next time, everyone.